right here, the only show. So put the burgers on the grill. Cheer for the home team if you like it. In fact, there's a few coming up from Fresno to cheer for their team as well. Beautiful day here in the Willamette Valley. Let's play some football. New and improved Autzen Stadium. This is College Football Saturday, presented by Kyocera. The Fresno State Bulldogs making a house call on the 13th ranked Oregon Ducks. And hello again, everybody. I'm Barry Tompkins. We welcome you to Autzen Stadium. 18th sellout crowd in a row. Home team going great. They won their first game in a game that really was over before it was over, beating Mississippi State. Fresno State, they played two nail-biters in a row that went right down to the last tick. One they won, one they lost. Alongside for expert commentary, a guy going to be in the Hall of Fame in 2 leagues. How impressive is that? Warren Moon with me again this year. And Warren, both these schools, pretty good legacy of quarterbacks as well. For Oregon, Joey Harrington playing now for the Detroit Lions. And Jason Fife steps in last week and does a brilliant job.
Yes, he does, Barry. It's not very easy to replace a legend, and that's what he had to do in replacing Joey Harrington. But Jason Fife came in there and did a great job last week. Here you can see him warming up. He's a big, strong kid who has a lot of ability. He really runs the ball well, does some good things with the ball in his hands, as well as throwing the football to different people. And he can make all the different throws. He had a great game last week against a very tough opponent from the SEC in Mississippi State, but he did a lot for his confidence and a lot for his team's confidence.
Yeah, I thought he did too. And Mike Vellotti said he's just a natural leader too. The guys just gravitate to him immediately. Let's talk about Fresno State a little bit. They lost a pretty good quarterback in the draft as well. #1 pick in the draft, David Carr. He may join us later on, and he's going to be watching his successor. It was going to be Jeff Grady, but he got hurt against Wisconsin. A redshirt freshman, Paul Pinniger, stepped in. He won last week against San Diego State, and he too was impressive.
And he came in and did it under some very adverse conditions, but he did a great job. You know, he came in, a very young kid, but did what he had to do. Didn't hurt his football team, didn't turn the ball over, and got him in the end zone, and they came out with the win. Great job by him last week.
So 2 young teams, 2 young quarterbacks, and 2 defenses that really will get after you. Right now, let's go to the College Football Saturday studio. Chris Rose, Kevin Winslow, and Artie Gigantino. Guys?
Barry and Warren, thank you very much. We'll see you in just a few minutes. In the meantime, welcome inside the College Football Saturday studios. I'm Chris Rose, but these guys, the real stars, the Hall of Famer, Kellen Winslow.
We're glad you know that.
The coach, Artie Gigantino. We will hear from those 2 gentlemen in just a bit. But first, guys, we kick it off in the Wolverine State, where Western Michigan head coach Gary Darnell says his Broncos won't be a punching bag for number 7 Michigan. Darnell said this is what you have to do to become a top-flight program. Then he added, the paycheck's nice as well. Michigan beat the Broncos by 17 last year, and Kellen, John Navarre continues to improve.
You saw the pump, the receiver was making the outside cut, then up the field for the easy touchdown. Braylon Edwards, big sophomore, got to have a good year for Michigan.
1 of 4 TD tosses on the day for Navarre, 5 on the season, just 17 all of last year. Wolverines now 2-0. Next week they'll take on the Irish, who are inching their way to a 2-0 record. Tyrone Willingham impressed him in his home debut. However, offense has yet to score a touchdown this year. Now, Kellen, back to the Wolverines. Do we know yet if they are a national title contender?
I don't think they're a national title contender. They've got to really worry about getting out of the Big Ten. Here's a team that really doesn't run the ball very well, doesn't throw the ball very well. Their whole thing last year was defense. That's what's got to carry them this year.
Yeah, but you know what? Their new tailback, Chris Perry, has already rushed for 242 yards. As a team, they've gotten over 360. They're going back to the old style of Michigan football. They've recommitted to the run, and they're physical running the ball. Defense in the run game wins at Michigan.
Simmer. It's all right. It's okay. All right, we'll give Artie a chance to catch his breath. In the meantime, you're just minutes away from the game in Eugene. Ontario Smith dreams of a 2,000-yard season in 2002. We're back after this.
Every garden hose ends up in the same way, tangled, trampled, or torn.
Ranked Oregon, the Ducks have won 27 of their last 30. This is just the start of Tripleheader Saturday on Fox Sports Net. We'll be with you the entire way for all the scores and highlights as well. Guys, let's talk about this first game out at Autzen Stadium. And I guess I like to call Fresno State head coach Pat Hill the Artie Gigantino of the coaching world. Energetic, in your face, just like his team.
Oh, absolutely. You know, on the kickoff show this morning, I talked about the importance of special teams in these early games. And Fresno State last week blocks a kick against San Diego State. There's 36 kick blocked under Pat Hill. That will play a factor today.
This game is all about offense. The last 2 times these teams have played, it's gone into overtime. Wide open offensive battle today.
Should be a lot of fun. Everybody, we will see you for the halftime report. But right now, out to Barry and Warren in Eugene, Oregon. Guys?
All right, thanks a lot, Chris. We will see you at halftime. And Warren, there was a common ground. We talked to both coaches yesterday. They both said if we're going to win the game, we got to stop the other team's running attack. Well, for Fresno State, that may be easier said than done.
Well, Ontario Smith, running back to the University of Oregon, is one of the best in the country. Playing on a pretty sore hamstring last week, had 124 yards. Mike Bellotti says he's one of the best to ever play this position at the University of Oregon. They've had some good ones here.
And I think another real bottom line, Artie touched on it just a minute ago, special teams. Who wins that battle may win the game. A couple of other faces to look for as we go along today. The tight end for the Oregon Ducks, George Reister, scored a touchdown last week. Watch for him. And Nick Burley, the defensive end for Fresno State. Mike Bellotti said, we may not have an answer for him. Kickoff coming up.
Words don't adequately capture the Infiniti Q45. But some come closer than others. The 340 horsepower Q45 from Infiniti.
Rated E for everyone. Welcome to NFL Fever 2003. Here it is with a convoy. Watch the big man. Boom, shakalaka. Flips a pass over the middle. And wide open. Ball is up. He pushed it right. Swatted. Oh, hello. Oh, my. NFL Fever 2003. Only on Xbox. For more gridiron action, play online with Xbox Live.
Welcome back. Sellout crowd of 56,000 on hand here at Autzen Stadium. Not kind to a visiting team. Fresno State did win the toss, and as they always do, it is a philosophy of theirs, they deferred. They will put their defense on the field first. So Oregon will have first chance on the offensive end.
Number 32,
Asparuhoff will do the kicking. Asen Asparuhoff, and he's been quite a story for Fresno. A lot of leg, 50-yard range in field goals, and he's going to be kicking too with the wind to start things here. There is a wind that blows across this stadium, which is right now at Asparuhoff's back. Amundsen and Whitehead will be the deep men for Oregon to receive this kick. See the numbers on Asparuhoff as far as field goals are concerned. A lot of leg and a real talent. This guy with a real opportunity to play on Sundays. Alan Amundsen and Terrence Whitehead will be the deep man. That's Amundsen, and he can scoot. They really like to get him in open space. Terrence Whitehead, the freshman, on the other side. Both these teams are very young despite the fact that they've had success. And we are underway. Asparuhoff nails this one. This is going to be Amundsen, and he's going to try it from 5 yards deep. To the 10, to the 15, to the 20, and up to the 28-yard line. And Amundsen gets there in a big hurry. Bryce McGill on special teams for the Bulldogs makes the stop. Let's take a look at the lineups brought to you by Kyocera. On offense for the Oregon Ducks, Jason Fife will be the quarterback. Just one game under his belt, but wasn't it impressive? 3 touchdown passes. Snyder, Chambers, Weaver, Forrester, and Delagrange along the offensive line. It is a talented offensive line and a young offensive line. Ontario Smith, you'll see a lot of. Floberg, a blocker for the most part. Parker and Howry can just go get it, and so too can the tight end Reister. Oregon would like to stretch the field early in this game, if possible. They go with 2 tights on first down, and it gave this to Ontario Smith. And he will get just a couple to the 30-yard line. Fresno State defense brought to you by Kyocera, and it is a defense that will blitz. They will zone blitz. They'll come at you from all angles. Sanders, Satelli, Hawkins, and Burley. Burley, the guy to really watch. He is tough. That's the down line. The linebackers, Adamo, Daly, and Williams, very active linebackers, as always, for Fresno State. And the secondary. Second down and 8. Smith again. Nothing doing. Might have lost a yard. Sam Williams right in Ontario Smith's face.
They've got to get Ontario Smith going this week. He's the one that makes this offense go because they love to play action pass off of run fakes. If he gets going early, watch out, because that's when the big plays become much more available, especially early in the ball game, to a guy like Sammy Parker who can blaze down that sideline.
Parker lines up outside of Howery. Here's in the slot now. Parker in motion. Fife to throw for the first time. Steps up, throws from Parker, got it at midfield. Foot race to the 40, to the 30. Not going to get him. At the 10. Touchdown, Oregon. 70 yards.
Just what we were talking about, Barry. Sammy Parker off a play-action pass, runs the corner route. Fife puts it right on the money, and that blazing speed, he takes it down the sideline for the touchdown.
Boy, and you said it. Fife put the ball on the money.
And that's not an easy pass to throw, that corner route, especially for a guy that fast, getting him right in stride.
Well, that was just as the Ducks had drawn it up, and quite frankly, as they had told us. Andy Ludwig, the offensive coordinator, said we want to try to stretch the field early. We got one play. We're going to try to get Parker. They got him. 70 yards, touchdown. Jared Siegel to try the point after. A little bit of a high snap, but it's brought down nicely. Siegel gets it up and through, and just like that, it is a 7-0 ball game. We have played just 1 minute and 27 seconds, and the Ducks lead the Bulldogs 7-0.
One company brings new value to the way we communicate. With smartphone technology that adds color to the wireless world. Fiber optic components that drive broadband internet service. And copiers that scan direct to email for instant communication around the globe. One company does all these things and more to keep you in touch with your world. One company, Kyocera.
It's a merger of epic proportions. Marinated carne asada steak and seasoned rice form a strategic alliance with ripe tomatoes and a blend of 3 rich cheeses. Sweeten the deal with a tangy, savory sauce, and you've got the new Southwest Steak Porter Bowl from Taco Bell. It's a wealth of mouth-watering assets, and when they all come together, you've got more than a meal, you've got the total package. To get it, you've got to think outside the bun.
Of all the grass seed on the shelf, only one fescue is rated #1 by U.S. government-funded testing. Only one produces the most brilliant color, the strongest density, and the greatest resistance to drought and disease. Pennington Plantation Fescue. Why spend your green on anything else? For a #1 lawn, plant America's #1 seed. Ask for Plantation and the entire family of Pennington Lawn and Garden products available at fine lawn and garden stores everywhere.
There's the man who did it, Sammy Parker. 7-0 ball game and a perfect toss by Jason Fife. Let's look.
Well, just a straight drop back pass, and Parker runs the corner route right in between Mesa and Worrell, and he just takes it down the sideline with his speed. Nobody's going to catch him once he gets out in the open field. You see, he kind of motioned down and just heads over to the corner right in between the 2 defenders. The ball is right on the money. And like I said, the rest is history with that blazing world-class speed.
Just the way they drew it up, the Nissan scoring drive. Didn't take long, 73 yards, 70 of it on one play, and only a minute and 27 seconds.
Just what you don't want when you go on the road is to let the home team get a big play early in the ballgame. Now this crowd gets involved, and it makes it very tough for this Fresno State team to operate at the line of scrimmage.
Absolutely, and that's what Pat Hill said. We got to try to quiet the crowd. A kind of a pop-up kick, and a fair catch called, and a flag down at the 40-yard line. So see if maybe Oregon might not have been offside here. Let's take a look. Going to go against Oregon. Jim Fogeltantz is the referee today.
A very effective kick. Got the ball down to the 18-yard line, which is what you want to have.
There's a penalty on the kickoff. The kicking team encroached before the ball was kicked. Be a 5-yard penalty. Re-kick.
So we'll do this all over again. Marquez Davis and Bryce McGill, one of the deep men. Let's take a look, see what happened, Warren.
Well, it's the third guy from the top right here that I think is offsides. Just a little before the kick, he was over that line, and these officials are calling that a lot more, not only on the college level, but also on the pro level. They are not letting you get away with that extra yard or that extra jump on these kickoff returns.
So they'll do it again. It's kind of a pop-up kickoff, and not a bad idea. Both these teams, incidentally, and we touched upon this and already touched upon it in the studio too, both these teams really work a lot on special teams, and they count on their special teams putting points on the board or taking points away.
Special teams are very important to both coaches. They spend a lot of time on it in practice, and they both have explosive returners. Oregon with Howry, and also Fresno State with Varian, who's hurt right now, but he's one of the leading returners in the country too when he's healthy. So both of these teams rely on the explosiveness of these type of players on their special teams.
Marquez Davis and Bryce McGill will be the deep man for Fresno State. They might have a little bit of a chance here. See what Siegel does, and Siegel drives this one, and it's going to be Marquez Davis at the 5-yard line. Davis back to the 20. Across the 25 to the 27-yard line, and a nice shoestring tackle that time by David Martin of the Oregon Ducks. Take a look at the Kyocera lineups for the Fresno State Bulldogs on the offense, and the redshirt freshman Paul Pinniger taking over for Jeff Grady when Grady was injured in Wisconsin. Played one play there, and then last week you see his numbers. Offensive line, one of the good parts about this Fresno State team, Mankins to Ua, Michael Taifani. Rodney Davis will be the running back. He gets the start today ahead of Matt Rivera. And a lot of receivers who can just go get it. And the crowd immediately into it. Pinniger going to go up on first down. And he throws deep, and he's got a man, but unable to catch up with the football was Marquez Davis. He was wide open. Pinniger missed him. Defensively, for the Oregon Ducks, here's the way they will come to the table today. McCune, Smalley, Olshansky, who's a marquee player, and Darrell Wright along the defensive line. This is a very young defense for Oregon. Kevin Mitchell, an intense player and a great instinctive player, leads the linebacking corps, and where they have a question is at the corners. Moore and the freshman, true freshman, Gibson, he's not even been in class yet at the University of Oregon, and that is to say class hasn't started. I don't mean to say he hasn't gone. Play fake, and Pinniger going to go up wide open. This time is Greco, the tight end, at the 40, at the 30, at the 22-yard line. A big play for the Bulldogs, and Keith Lewis runs him down. 2 plays, Warren, and 2 wide open receivers.
This is 2 wide open offenses. You're seeing big plays early by both football teams. They're airing it out early with 2 young quarterbacks. I love it, Barry. There's a play action pass going to his left. He kind of comes back on a half roll, and he's got his tight end running down the middle, wide open. You just don't usually see this on an Oregon defense, but luckily for the speed, they save a touchdown.
So at the 22-yard line, the Bulldogs on a draw play this time with Davis, the ball carrier, and Davis is going to get it all the way down to the 12-yard line. That's going to be another Fresno State first down. Garrett Graham drags him down for the Ducks. Very impressive, I think, for Fresno State. Important for them to get the crowd out of the game, and they could have just folded their tent right there, and they didn't do that.
Especially when the crowd got into it early in this drive, but the big play negated the crowd and the noise, and now they're right back down in scoring territory themselves. This is a very big drive for Fresno State.
They send Marquez Davis to the far side, and Adam Jennings to the near side. Now they flop Greco, the tight end. Jennings comes in motion. Give it this time again to Rodney Davis, and Davis gets a couple to about the 10-yard line. Garrett Graham comes over to make the stop once again. Rodney Davis getting a start ahead of Matt Rivera today. He's out of Dos Palos High School, just a junior. Not a big, tall guy, but strong at 210 pounds, only 5'8". His brother, of course, is Marquez Davis, who was the man who returned the kick and is a starting wide receiver for this team. DeAndre Gilbert comes into the slot now. Play fake, Pinniger to throw, slant, knocked away nicely. Great defensive play by Stephen Moore at the corner that time for Oregon. Gilbert was the intended receiver.
Well, Stephen Moore is probably one of their better defenders back there in a very young secondary, and he does a good job on this play of getting his hands in there right as the ball is delivered and knocks that ball down. It's a very tough pattern to defend down here, the slant pattern, but Stephen did a great job of getting his hands in there and knocking that ball away.
So it'll be 3rd down and 8. Empty backfield now as they bring Davis in motion. Quick toss and intercepted. Moore stepped in front of Marquez Davis beautifully, and the Ducks come up with a big defensive play.
Just exactly what you needed if you're the Oregon defense down here to negate a scoring drive by the Fresno State Bulldogs. Stephen Moore does a great job of jumping this slant route and gets right in between the receiver, Davis, and catches the football, which is remarkable there because normally you get a knockdown there, but he ends up catching that football, which makes it an outstanding play.
First career interception for Stephen Moore. As we said, if there was a defensive concern, when we spoke with defensive coordinator Nick Aliotti yesterday, he said it would be at the corners. I got one guy who hasn't played at all and another guy who hasn't played a lot. Well, Stephen Moore, 2 big plays in a row.
He thinks all these guys are talented back there. They just haven't played a lot, and they're getting their test today.
So Fife now at his own 3-yard line to start things, 97 yards away. Fife to Ontario Smith, and he doesn't get in, might have lost a yard. Sam Williams, Claude Sanders on the tackle for the Bulldogs.
Well, I think it's important for this Fresno State defense now to really buckle down and try and keep Oregon pinned in so they can get some good field position on a punt. So it'd be important to get a 3 and out here and try and get the ball back with great field position somewhere around midfield.
And knowing Mike Bellotti's offense, he is not shy about airing it out from his own end zone.
Mike Bellotti will pull out all the stops. We know that. Anything is predictable or unpredictable with him.
Willis lines up in the slot. Fife will go up out of his own end zone. Throws underneath this time. And Parker getting it ahead to about the 9-yard line. Instead of about 6, it'll be 3rd and 3. Dean Meza makes the stop. What's important for these Oregon Ducks?
Well, like we talked about earlier, you got to win that special teams battle, and that's something that Mike Bellotti was really adamant about yesterday. And you got to establish the run. That's why they want to get Ontario Smith going, and you want to limit your penalties. You got to make sure you don't have a lot of penalties, and both of these teams have been penalized a lot the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, 13 penalties against Mississippi State for the Oregon Ducks. Didn't bother them. They won the game handily anyway. Short drop and a toss that Parker can't handle down by his shoe top. So Fresno State gets their wish, and they will force the Ducks to punt and ostensibly should get some pretty good field position.
Well, Jason Fife would love to have that ball back. It was just a quick out route, and he just kind of underthrew the football. It was a very easy pass to throw. They're over on the short side of the field, but he just kind of short-armed that ball, and they would have had a first down.
Jose Arroyo will be the punter for the Ducks, standing midway in the end zone. Deep man is going to be Adam Jennings. Jennings can scoot. Long count this time. Bulldogs with an excellent blocking team. They can go either way. Line drive kick. Jennings might have a chance. Right up the middle, he does. At the 40, 35, 30, 25, to the 20, to the 15, still on his feet at the 10, to the 8-yard line. And you can see that one coming a mile away. A line drive kick, wide open up the middle. That's the way the Ducks like to do it. And this time, it was the Bulldogs.
A shift can change a person, a life, the world, or it can simply change the way you move through it.
This is Willie. Willie's a dog. He walks around the yard, he digs holes. Willie lives with the Johnson family. They used to play with him while waiting for downloads. Then they got Bell South Fast Access DSL. They switched to Fast Access DSL because it's up to 50 times faster than their old dial-up connection. Now they download giant email attachments like digital photos in a flash. And it includes Bell South Internet service, rated #1 for customer support. Order now and get 3 months for just $19.95 a month. Willie used to be the center of attention. Now it's the Internet. Everyone's always connected to it, all the time. They've got home networking too, so they all can be online at the same time. And Willie, well, Fast Access DSL frees up their phone line, so they can talk while using the Internet. Sign up now and get a free DSL modem. Plus, order online and get $50 cash back. But hey, things are looking up for Willie. See, boy, you're still their best friend. Want a better internet experience? Call us today. Bell South. Listening, answering.
The Southern Sports Report. Your teams, your town, your show. The Southern Sports Report, nightly at 10.
Big sequence for the Fresno State Bulldogs. They got a stop, they got a short punt, they got a big return, and they're right back knocking at the door. So Pinniger has his team at the 8-yard line again, following a 28-yard punt return. Matt Rivera is the setback now. 2 tight ends for the Bulldogs. Straight back Pinniger. Throws for Rivera at the 10, at the 5-yard line. Take another look, Warren, at that punt return. You can see it coming.
Well, this is what happens when you only get a 37-yard punt and you get no hang time. Adam Jennings is able to get this ball, and the thing I like what he does is he doesn't hesitate. He just takes off straight up the middle, gets some good blocks right there, almost a clip up at the top of the screen, but he just heads straight upfield, north and south, and gets whatever he can. 28-yard return. They're right back down there in scoring territory.
Just 3.3 on the hang time. A little confusion here now for the Bulldogs now. They'll bring Marquez Davis up. Second down and goal, and a timeout called. And that's probably a good timeout because I'm not sure everybody knew where they were supposed to be.
It looked like a lot of confusion on their formation lineup that time, and like you said, it's a good decision down here.
We'll take a timeout as well with 9 minutes, 17 seconds remaining in the first quarter. The Oregon Ducks have scored on a 70-yard pass play, but Fresno State knocking on it.
These scores just in from the University of Oregon. Rhodes Scholars, 18. Governors of Oregon, 8. Nobel Prize winners, 2. Average class size, 26. Student-teacher ratio, 18-1. Fulbright scholars, 180. And finally, rivers running through campus, 1. Other places like this, 0. The University of Oregon. Let's go, Ducks.
JB, Terry, and Howie welcome Jimmy Johnson back for a special reunion of the pregame team that started it all off. America's #1 pregame show returns this weekend.
On the next Beyond the Glory, Terrell Davis was raised with tough love.
He didn't want any sissies in his family.
But the danger of the streets.
All I see is a double-barrel shotgun.
Almost ended his life.
You get to a point you start wondering, is it worth it?
He rose to the top.
It was like a dream come true.
Only to see injuries take it away.
He was scared that he was never going to walk again.
Terrell Davis, Beyond the Glory. Tomorrow at 8 on Fox Sports Net.
Hey, guys, let's not forget, man, this is the NFL show. And the NFL's hardcore, so we must stay hardcore.
That's right.
You know, Tom, you've been out here the longest. You got to make sure that, you know, me and Michael don't get caught up in that Hollywood stuff, you know?
You count on me. If you guys fall off the wayside, just let me know, man.
Mike, I think I'm going to get the either the polish or the clear. No, just get a nice buff.
Hey, guys, how about a bikini wax next?
The NFL show with Irvin, Siragusa, and Davidson premieres tonight and tomorrow.
7-0 Oregon, Fresno State at the Oregon 5. Hey, this fall, get your NFL fix a day earlier with the most outrageous, unpredictable NFL pregame show you have ever seen. Introducing the NFL show on Fox Sports Net with Michael Irvin, Tony Siragusa, and comedian Tommy Davidson. Pregame shows may never be the same. So, start your NFL weekend the night before kickoff with the NFL show, presented by the U.S. Postal Service. It premieres at 1:30 a.m. Eastern, 10:30 Pacific. Carr to throw, quick toss, lobs it out, and Jamison can't hang on. Jamison tripped at the line of scrimmage. It was Pinniger, of course, who made that pass. I'm still thinking it was David Carr. David's watching down in Houston.
Well, Jermaine Jamison's the guy they want to get the ball to as often as they can. He's a big receiver. He's about 6'3", and he has great speed. Here they're just throwing a fade route, but you can see he does kind of stumble as he comes out of his break there. Almost brings that ball in with one hand, though. That's the kind of ability this guy has.
Third down now. Out of the shotgun. Pinniger looks, throws, in the air, and caught by Gilbert for a touchdown. What a break for Fresno State.
a big break for Fresno State. That ball was up in the air around the goal line. Normally the defense comes away with this football. Fresno State comes away with the touchdown.
Great job by DeAndre Gilbert to keep track of where that ball was, and he comes up with it. And a touchdown is a touchdown. And boy, you talk about taking the air out of a crowd. Right now,
this place is quiet.
Asparuhoff to try the point after. It is perfect. And we are tied at 7. 9:08 remaining. Tie ball game. Ducks 7, Bulldogs 7.
Introducing Mach 3 Turbo. Total comfort shaving down or up. An anti-friction coating on the blades, plus a strip with more lubrication. So even against the grain, there's less irritation. Mach 3 Turbo, new from Gillette.
Stop. I'm not kidding. It's cool. It's science. Oh, that's not cool.
Presenting Docker shirts with Stain Defender. Don't be the one without it.
Acura MDX with available navigation system and off-road tracking.
Welcome back, 7-7. A deflected pass caught by Gilbert for the Fresno State touchdown. And Pettigrew saying, thank you very much. He really caught a break on that.
Sometimes you got to have a little luck as a quarterback. Sometimes the ball's got to bounce your way, and there's no question it bounced his way and Fresno State's way on that particular touchdown.
Asparuhoff hits this one, headed for Amundsen at the goal line. Amundsen to the 10. And cracked short of the 20-yard line. Again, special teams, I think, is such an important part of this football game. That time was the Bulldogs special teams who got onto that kickoff. Jamal Jones down on special teams. Another look here, Warren.
Just another slant route again, and this ball is knocked in the air by Webster, excuse me. And that ball is up for grabs once he drops the football. But there comes DeAndre Gilbert to make the catch in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. Big, big break for Fresno State. Really takes this crowd out of the game, and more importantly, it helps Paul Vinegar with his confidence. Paul Vinegar, excuse me.
Yeah, because he threw that right into the hands of Webster, and you remember he had another pick already down on the goal line. Play fake, and Fife will go up. Now Fife in trouble, rolls away from pressure, down he goes. Pulled down by Jason Stewart. Fresno State gives you so many different defensive looks. I got to think it's really tough for a young quarterback, Warren.
Well, one thing that Oregon does is they really protect their quarterback well. The last 3 years, they've given up the least amount of sacks in the conference. But this team that they're playing against tonight is very, very, very special. They have a lot of sacks. They're used to getting a lot of sacks. They bring pressure from a lot of different areas. And Fife has nowhere to go with the football. A lot of this has to do with the great coverage in the secondary.
Straight ahead this time, Ontario Smith, and he goes to the 16-yard line. Let's go to the game day studio right now for game break.
All right, Barry, the Buckeyes defense all over Kent State. Golden Flash quarterback Joshua Cribbs. My son's name's Joshua. Here he throws a little bit like him. That's Mike Doss, the two-time All-American, returning at 45 yards for the score. Wazoo visits the Horseshoe next week. Should be a good one. Back to you guys in Eugene.
All right, thanks very much, guys, and it'll be a third down now and 13 for the Oregon Ducks. Straight back, Fife in trouble again, and down he goes again, and it's Stewart again who wraps him up. So the least sack team in the Pac-10 Conference suffers 2 of them right here.
Again, very good coverage in the secondary as Fife has nowhere to go with the football. This is something that Oregon does not like to get into, long yardage situations, because they want to be able to play action pass. And you're not going to fake anybody on 3rd and long and play action, so they have to drop back. And when you drop back, you're vulnerable to the pass rush. There comes big Jason Stewart for his 2nd sack of the ball game.
And another real opportunity now for Fresno State to have excellent field position. Adam Jennings stands at the 45-yard line. He brought one back 28 yards the last time. Arroyo hits this one, turns this one over a little bit more than the last one. Jennings back at his own 48-yard line. Slips the first tackle, but he's not going any further. Stopped at the 48, 42-yard kick for Arroyo. Much better kick and great coverage. Matt Floberg makes the stop for the Ducks on special teams.
Well, much better hang time that time. It allows your team to get down the football field and cover this punt. That's what you need every time. Good hang time, and I'm sure special teams coach Robin Ross had something to say to his punter last time after that line driver.
Still good field position for the Bulldogs, though, as they start at their own 48-yard line. Pinniger, the quarterback. This time they bring Jennings to the near side and Davis to the far side. Two tight ends. Somebody might have left early. Pinniger throws underneath. It is caught this time by Jennings. Be a gain of about 5. I really like Pat Hill's attitude, the coach at Fresno. He says not winning is just not an option. He said we cannot let that be acceptable. He said no such thing as a good loss. Two tight ends, two wideouts. On 2nd and 5. And this is Davis, and he's not going to get much. Leans forward for a couple. Good individual effort. Dave ready to go back or make some stop for Oregon. Gain of 2, it'll bring about a 3rd and 3.
Well, I like Pat Hill's philosophy. He's going to play the toughest teams in the country because he feels like that's the only way he can get into that BCS poll. That's the only way he can get respectability around the nation for his football program. It's not a slap against the Silicon Valley Bowl, but how many times do you want to go there? You want to go to other bowls if you get the opportunity, and that's why he schedules the best teams in the country.
3 wideouts, slot left. Again, they flop the tight end, who is now Duncan Reed. Straight back Pinniger, short drop, batted, and incomplete. Good job defensively that time by the Ducks. They got a hand on the ball. Kai Smalley was the man.
Well, they brought a lot of different people this time, led by Kevin Mitchell. They're all everything outside linebacker, and he got blocked pretty well that time, but when you're throwing these slant routes, linemen are going to get their hands up in the air, and I'm sure their defensive line coach told them last time out, get your hands up when he throws that slant route because you can sometimes get those balls batted down, and they did.
So a punting situation now as Jason Simpson comes on to punt. Keenan Howery, the deep man for the Ducks, and he can scoot also. Wobbly kick. And Howery will let this one hit, and it skips into the end zone. Unfortunate bounce for Fresno State. Good bounce for the Oregon Ducks. Will start at the 20-yard line. Well, remember last week we told you that it was a game that came right down to the wire, and here was the way it ended. San Diego State a chance to win it. But the blocked field goal by Raymond Washington, and that started the celebration in Fresno. Pat Hill, yeah, that's what I want to see. Didn't happen a week before in Wisconsin. But it happened last week against San Diego State, and the Bulldogs 1 up and 1 down.
And those are the kind of big plays you need in special teams, and Fresno State is known for blocking kicks. They spent a lot of time on blocking kicks, and they were very successful there, or otherwise they're 0-2 coming into this ball game. So big play there last week by Washington.
We just had a look at him there. He is actually looking on right now. Normally he started, but Mazo getting the start ahead of him today. So now Jason Fife and the Ducks. First drive was a thing of beauty. Last drive, 2 sacks. Play fake again. A quick hit for Parker. Parker can't slip the first man. What an excellent defensive job by DeMario Renaud. That play would have gone had that block been able to have been made by Sammy Parker.
Well, this little slip screen or bubble screen, whatever you want to call it, to Sammy Parker is a very important play in the arsenal of Oregon. They like to get the ball out in Parker and Howery's hands out there isolated on a corner one-on-one, but great tackle there by Renaud.
Slot right this time on 2nd down and 8. Play fake again. Fife rolls right, throws underneath this time for the tight end Reister. Reister gets it upfield. First down and more. 35 to the 40, and a flag comes in from about 1 million miles away. I'll tell you what, that flag was throwing a lot farther than that ball.
Well, in this situation, it's probably somebody blocking below the waist downfield or a clip down the field. We'll have to wait here and see. The Oregon players are saying it's against Fresno State.
Face mask. And it is. against Fresno State. So not only the big play, but we'll add a little something to it.
On the defense, 5 yards from the end of the run, first down.
Incidental face mask. And the Ducks will have it at the 45-yard line now. Well, Reister's a load when he gets the ball in there.
Reister really is, and he brings athleticism to the tight end position here, something they haven't had in a long time. Justin Peel, their tight end from last year, was a great, consistent, solid player. But this kid, once he gets the football in his hands, he really makes things happen for a guy 6'3", 250.
Two tight ends, one wide out now for the Ducks out of the I formation. Fife this time gives to Ontario Smith, and he gets a burst to the 45 and dragged down a saving tackle by Cameron Morrell. Otherwise, he might have been gone. Gain of 13.
Well, just a nice job on the right side of the Oregon offensive line. They just hit the seam, and this kid, once he hits the seam, he's in the secondary before you know it, and there's a great game-saving tackle there that time, or he would have been gone to the races by Cameron Worrell.
Smith now 5 carries, 18 yards, 13 of them on that last play. Slot left this time on first down. Ball at the 42-yard line. Straight back fight with time this time. Throws deep, and throws too deep, intended for Jason Willis. Mario Renault, the good defense that time on Willis.
Well, that time Jason did a good job of throwing that ball away because there was no one open down there, and he just let it fly. And he has a very strong arm. He must have threw that ball 50 yards on a line, but good decision just throwing that ball away and not forcing something and getting a turnover.
2nd and 10 at the 42-yard line. Howery to the near side, Parker to the far side. Pitch this time to Smith, and Smith a little gap again. Closed quickly, though, as Smith gets it inside the 40 to 38. Sam Williams right up in Smith's grill.
This is almost like an option play where the quarterback kind of spins, fakes to the fullback, and flips it out to Smith, and Smith's going to get out there one-on-one with the corner. You like that matchup, but great job by the Fresno State defense. A lot of quick pursuit. They're a very fast unit, going to be hard to get outside on.
Brings about a 3rd and 5. Bulldogs now trying to hustle the player off the field, and they do get him off. And now whistles blow, and let's see. Could have been an illegal shift.
Ball starts on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Down remains 3.
Now it's 3rd and 10. Big penalty.
This is where you don't want to have penalties. Once you get down in the other team's territory, you don't want to move yourself out of field goal range. And they were only about 5 yards away from being in field goal range. Now they've moved themselves back.
Mike Pilati knew that this was not going to be a walk in the park. I mean, Pat Hill's teams are always ready to play. And they get after it. Slot left this time on 3rd and 10. Fife straight back. Steps up, throws, caught! And still on his feet is Reister down to the 6-yard line. He is tough. Steve Meza trying to do everything he could, but Meza at 180 pounds and Reister at 249. It's a mismatch.
This is what they like about George Reister. He can get down the football field. He can run. He's tough after the catches. He showed right here, and he almost got out of this tackle for the touchdown. Just that little half roll that Oregon's known for. Look at this big kid run down the football field. That ball is laid right between two people, and just his determination to try and get that ball in the end zone. I love that.
First down at the 7-yard line. This time Fife's going to keep it, and he's going to be dropped for a loss back at the 10-yard line. Del Hawkins right there in his face.
Wow, this is something you just don't see out of an Oregon offensive line. They've given up 3 sacks already, and we're still here early in this first half. Very, very uncharacteristic of them.
Fresno State's so quick, and as we said, they give you a lot of different looks. They flop people around, they move people inside, outside. They use the zone blitz, of course. They'll drop some of their down linemen into coverage. High formation this time, and to give to Ontario Smith, nothing doing. He got about 2 to the 9-yard line. up to fill that hole that time was Martin Daly, the middle backer.
Well, this is one of the areas that Oregon was very, very proficient in last year and in the last few years, down inside that red zone. They scored something like 92% of the time once they got down inside the red zone. So let's see if they keep that tradition up.
And now we're going to get a timeout called by Fresno State. Again, they were shuttling people in and out, and I'm not sure they had the right amount of bodies in there at the time. 7-7 ball game with 1:49 remaining. Second charge timeout for the Fresno State Bulldogs. Hey, our college football Saturday presented by Kyocera tripleheader continues later today. San Diego State visits 17th ranked Colorado. And then the nightcap, the 19th ranked Colorado State Rams and the UCLA Bruins. A full day of college football action continues at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, and it all happens right here on Fox Sports Net. Mike Bellotti, who created the offense here, he's had 4 different offensive coordinators, and the reason for that is a good one. They all go on to head coaching jobs.
Yeah, he's had 2 of his coordinators actually come from Fresno State, which is quite interesting because you would think they had a very good understanding of what Fresno State does, having those guys come over. Tedford now at the University of California was an offensive coordinator here at Oregon, did a great job with the offense here, and is off to a fine start with the University of California. They scored 70 points last week against Baylor. I'm sure that has to make the alumni happy down there in Berkeley, California.
All those old Blues, they haven't had much to cheer about for a long time. They're still talking about the '59 basketball championship. Third down now, and goal. And I think Oregon might have caused that. I think it was Corey Chambers who started back into his drop. Let's see what the officials think.
Dead ball. Ball scored on the offense, 5 yards, down remains 3.
Corey Chambers. There he is.
That's the guy that kind of moved right before there. You see the jump. That Fresno State defense was taking off, boy. They go on movement. They are really, really quick.
So now it's 3rd and goal back at the 14-yard line. Ducks spread the field, trips left. Straight back fight. Now the shovel pass to Ontario Smith, and they'll just sit and wait. Jason Stewart, who has really been the man defensively for Fresno State, makes that stop and drops Smith for a loss of about 3.
I'm going to tell you what, I don't know what Jason Stewart ate this morning for breakfast, but I'm going to order it tomorrow morning because this kid is all over the place. He's got 2 sacks already, now a tackle for a loss. What a big man, and this is what you need on the road. You need somebody like this to step up and make big plays.
I don't know what he had for breakfast, but he's having duck for lunch. Jared Siegel now will try a 33-yard field goal. Gets it up and gets it through. So a 33-yard field goal for Siegel, and I'll tell you what, I think that's kind of a moral victory for Fresno State. They had it 1st and goal at the 7-yard line. They give up the 3, but I think, quite frankly, they'll take it. 10-7 ball game, Oregon over Fresno State. And of course, we always talk about Autzen Stadium and how difficult it is and how important it is to keep the crowd out of it. Well, yesterday we had a chance to sit down with Fresno State coach Pat Hill. Here's what he had to say about playing here.
That's what we have to do. We have to win on the road against good teams, and we have to win, period. Being close, losing in overtime, getting a moral victory, none of those things really count. You have to win, and our players understand that, our coaches understand that, and that's our philosophy. And we're not going to be satisfied unless we win in Eugene. I mean, that's what we're going to have to do.
I really like this guy's philosophy. I like this guy, period, but I really like his philosophy. I mean, he says nobody's going to come to Fresno because they don't get a big payday and they're going to get beat. So he's got to go everywhere, and he doesn't mind it. 2 years in a row he's been at Wisconsin. This year he was at Wisconsin again. He should have won the game. They played better than Wisconsin. He's up here this week. 2 weeks from now he's at Oregon State. Next year he opens at Tennessee, and 2 weeks after that he plays at Oklahoma.
So he is not dodging anyone. There's no question about that. And he really feels adamant about that, too. He does not feel like if we come in here and we compete well and we go away with a 1 or 2 point loss, we're satisfied. He says winning or nothing.
I really enjoyed visiting with him. I always do it. 10-yard line is going to be McGill, and McGill gets it back to about the 24. And the flag again is down at the 40-yard line. So once again, I think Oregon is going to have to make a do-over. So I think we're going to do this again, just as we did the last time.
Just a little bit too much adrenaline on that kickoff team by Oregon.
On the kickoff, penalty administered from the kicking spot, 5 yards, free kick.
And these are mistakes that drive coaches crazy when a player takes off before he's supposed to and is offsides on a kickoff. These are things you practice day in and day out, and these are just mental errors that they're making right now, and coaches do not like mental errors.
So we'll do this again from the 30-yard line. And again, Fresno State, both these teams, and you can't emphasize this point enough, they really work on special teams, and it's such an important part of the game. Pat Hill said 25 minutes of every practice is devoted to special teams, and it shows.
And they only practice for 2 hours, so 25 minutes of that practice, that's a good amount of time for special teams. And if you really look at it, about a third of your plays in every ball game have to do with special teams. So it's very smart for you to spend that much time, and a lot more teams are doing that, spending more time on special teams because they are such a big part of every football game.
So we're going to do this again. Siegel comes forward and hits this one. And this one is driven pretty well. And this time they can't decide who's going to take it. Now we talk all that time about special teams and how good the special teams are. And we got a little Alphonse and Gaston out there. I got it, you take it, nobody gets it. Hey, it's a pleasure to have with us now from Houston, Texas. Guy who played a little quarterback here at Fresno State and is going to be playing a lot of quarterback for the new Houston team in the National Football League. David Carr joins us. David, thanks for taking the time to be with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
David, what do you see so far? We've been talking about this Fresno State team and a Pat Hill team that they just get in your grill and they just never get out of there. Really a pesty kind of football team, and that's what they're doing here again today.
Well, especially on defense, I think our guys just try and disrupt, and that's all I can really remember back in practicing against these guys and playing on the same field. Our defense just tries to disrupt things, and it looks like they're doing a good job of doing that on defense. And now our offense, if they can just not turn the ball over and score points like we usually do, we'll be okay.
Pinniger now, 5-step drop, throwing deep, and unable to catch up with this one, and well defended was DeAndre Gilbert. Let's talk a little bit about Paul Pinniger. You saw him last year. He's actually been around the program for 3 years. He fell into a category that you don't hear very much, and that is, it's called gray shirting. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, Paul is he's a gray shirt guy, just like Jeff. Jeff is a gray shirt guy, and we joke to these guys all the time that they're going to be 30 years old before they graduate from Fresno. But Paul's a good kid. He's a tough kid, and he threw the ball really well last week against San Diego. I got to see some of that, and he's really poised. He doesn't really get rattled too much, and just what I noticed in the rookie scrimmages that he was in last year. So there's confidence in both those guys.
That one batted at the line of scrimmage once again, and it was the freshman, Haloti Nada. David got a hand on it.
David, how do you feel as you go into your first game of the regular season? You've had some preseason games under your belt, but now you go into your first regular season game tomorrow night, nationally televised game against your in-state rival, the Dallas Cowboys. How are you feeling about practice and the way your team is right now?
I think our team right now, we're really confident. We really don't feel any pressure on this game, because, again, we're an expansion team. We're not supposed to beat the Cowboys, but we're going to go out and give it our best shot. And, we're really confident about this game and about it being at home and our home opener. It's going to be an exciting football game, and hopefully we look forward to us having a good turnout.
Pinniger hits Jermaine Jamison with a big play, a first down and a gain of 17 out to the 36-yard line. So that's the way you draw it up down in Fresno, isn't it, David?
Yeah, definitely. You got to keep those. You get a couple of those back-to-back, we'll be all right.
David, how's your health? I know you dinged your a little bit last week in the last preseason game. How you feeling going into this first one?
I feel okay. The leg's just a little bit weak. I haven't got all the strength back in it yet, but we're working hard 2 and 3 times a day, just trying to get back to 100%. And I'm sure by tomorrow it'll be just fine, ready to go. I'm sure all the Cowboys being on the same field as me is going to take all the pain out of my leg.
Pinniger this time gives on a handoff to Rodney Davis, and Davis finds a little room, gets about 3 to the 40-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 7, and David Carr, we want to thank you a great deal for being with us and wish you the very best. You were an underdog all year last year, and you kept pulling it out. I have no doubt you'll do the same in Houston. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me on.
David, the best to you. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Warren.
David Carr, one of the good guys. You know, last year you could really see his maturity last year at Fresno State as well. And, you know, he's playing all these road games that he's not supposed to win last year. He's in exactly the same situation this year with the new Houston team. End of the first period of play, and it's a 10-7 ball game. The Ducks over the Bulldogs. And we're coming back to Autzen Stadium in Eugene right after this.
America is traveling with Michelin. Right now, buy any 4 Michelin tires and get a Samsonite wheeled carry-on upright and the new Michelin North America Road Atlas free, a value of over $120. Just call 1-888-MICHELIN for your nearest participating Michelin dealer and get rolling. But hurry, this offer ends October 5th.
You are 1 year old today.
First birthday.
Goodness. Happy birthday, sweetheart. Oh, that's good.
Let's open the present.
Okay, you want to go open the present? See what we got here. Oh, look. What's in that box, Daddy? Oh, my goodness.
You got a big screen TV.
Where can you get the top 6 names in projection TVs? Where can you get great credit options? Where can you get a price match guarantee? Sears, where else?
Toyota's nationwide clearance has a little bit of everything.
A little bit of
Camry
in my life, a little bit of Forerunner on my side.
Toyota's clearance has been held over. Don't miss incredible savings on our amazing cars, trucks, and SUVs with cash back as much as $1,750 or APR financing as low as 0.0% for 24 months. But don't wait. It all ends September 9th. Get to Toyota's nationwide clearance today.
The best damn sports show, period. Hollywood's biggest stars, sports' greatest athletes, and the sexiest babes. Weeknights at 8 and 11.
Welcome back to College Football Saturday, brought to you by Kyocera, the Fresno State Bulldogs, and the Oregon Ducks here in Eugene. And Barry Tompkins with Warren Moon. And Warren, Fresno State going punch for the first 15 minutes.
A game of big plays. You know, Sammy Parker starts it off with the big reception, and then all of a sudden Jennings comes back with a big punt return. So it's a game of big plays, but they're hanging in there, like you said, with Fresno State.
Yeah, and the Bulldogs actually could have wilted, but they didn't. They came right back. Over the middle, and it's caught once more to the 45-yard line. Jamison on the receiving end of that one. His second catch on the same play. Now the Bulldogs going without a huddle.
They've really found an opening in the middle of the field of this Oregon defense, and they're exploiting it. They've really hit a lot of passes right there in the middle part of the field.
Given a draw play this time to Rivera, and Rivera doesn't get much. And there's a flag down in the backfield of the Fresno State Bulldogs. And I think that's going to be a hold. I think it's going to go against Joe Schei.
Holding on the offense, 10 yards from the previous spot. Down remains 1.
So that cost the Bulldogs 10. It'll still be first down.
Well, you can see there with 18 penalties in their first 2 ball games, it's going to be tough to win games, especially on the road, if you keep hurting yourself like that, especially with major penalties like this one, a holding penalty.
So Pinniger looking at a 1st and 20, and of course the philosophy is you don't try to get it all back at once. Although knowing Fresno State's philosophy, they probably will. Trips right. Short drop for Pinniger. Play fake. Now he goes up. He's got a man, and he threw it to the other side. Davis looked inside, and Pinniger threw it to the outside. My guess is Pinniger threw it the right way.
I think Pinniger threw it the wrong way. It was a slant and go route where he pumps him and sends him straight up the field. That ball probably should have been over his inside shoulder, but he threw it well to the outside, and the receiver, Davis, was not expecting the ball to the outside. Here you can see the ball way to the outside, and Davis was more straight up the numbers. I don't know if they coached this straight down the sideline or straight up the numbers, but there was definitely miscommunication there.
Pinniger straight back, same offensive set. Pinniger this time throws a swing out of the backfield, making the catch and getting about 9 yards on the play. Was Matt Rivera. So it'll be 3rd and 11 now for Fresno at the 40, just about the 45-yard line of the Oregon Ducks.
It looks like they're going to go with no huddle here on the line of scrimmage. As Pinniger looked at his wristband, I think he has some plays on that wristband.
Fritz left set. Marquez Davis, the receiver to the right side. Straight back Pinniger. Airs it out deep for Davis, and again, a miscommunication. Davis ran a little hitch, and I think Pinniger might have been thinking hitch and go.
That time Davis broke to the out route. Pinniger throws the deep ball. They've got to get on the same page. When they get on the sideline right now, they've got to talk about what they're doing over here, because it was definitely miscommunication on those last 2 plays.
So the Bulldogs will punt it away. Jason Simpson, the punter for Fresno State. Keenan Howie, the deep man for the Oregon Ducks. Ducks like to return right up the middle. Fresno State wants to take it away from them. Straight up, short kick. Howie, fair catch at the 19-yard line. And a flag. And that will be that 2-yard bubble, I'm sure. Only a 27-yard punt. And the flag is going to take a little bit away from that. So Fresno State kind of getting in a self-destructive mode here.
Contact foul on the kicking team within the 2-yard belt of the receiver. That's penalty 10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down.
Well, we saw him call this penalty a lot last year, and you can't get inside that 2-yard bubble area right in there. There you can see, I don't know, it would have been very close there. That player was trying to get out of the way, but the officials thought he was inside that bubble area. I don't know, that was a judgment call there.
That was a touchy call. I'm not sure about that one at all. So the Ducks get a bit of a break. They start at the 31-yard line here. Single setback, Ontario Smith. Fife gives to Smith the short side, and Smith gets there in a hurry across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Again, 5. James Sanders runs him out.
And this is what Oregon wants to try and do on first down, is get nice 4 or 5-yard gains. That way they can really run the offense that they want to run, which is a lot of play action and really keep you off balance. Starting out with a 5-yard gain on first down, just what their game plan is all about.
This time Parker comes to the near side. 2 tight ends in the ball game for Oregon. Give to Smith again, and Smith head down about the 39. Got about 3 more. Mark Daly makes the stop. It'll be 3rd and 2.
I think it's very important for this Oregon offensive line to try and re-control the line of scrimmage, because so far the Fresno State defensive line has been playing on the other side of the line of scrimmage, which is what you don't want as an offensive line.
You notice Oregon flopping its tight ends a lot. The reason for that is the guy they're really concerned about, Nick Burley, lines up on the tight end side. So if they come out, set one way, then flop the tight ends, Burley can't go with it. Give to Smith again. It'll be close to the first down. I think he may have to the 41.
It's going to be close here. They might bring a measurement.
I'm guessing he's got it. They will bring the sticks in from the other side of the field.
Let's see if those old wise eyes of yours are still as wise as they've always been.
I don't know. I'm not confident.
You're right.
Yep, length of the football. So a first down at the 41-yard line for Jason Fife and the Oregon Ducks.
like you were talking about earlier, they want to move the tight end around to try and negate Nick Burley. What they also want to try and do is run at him because he's so good against the plays that are away from him because of his speed. So he's not a big guy, so you want to run at him more than run away from him.
Give it to Smith again. He's caught from the backside that time. That's Burley. He just got off the ball so quickly. Watch this again, Warren.
Just what I was talking about. This guy is so quick. He's not that big a guy, but I'll tell you what, if you run away from him, you better account for him on the backside or he'll chase you down from behind. He's about 6'4", only about 250 pounds, but he runs about a 4.7 40, and he plays with a lot of motor. I mean, he is really going all the time. 8 sacks already in 2 games.
Second down and 11 now for the Ducks. Pitch this time to Smith. He's got room. 40, 45. And stopped short of midfield on a good open field tackle by DeMario Renault.
That's that little fake dive flip again where they just fake it to the fullback real quick and flip it out to Ontario Smith and just let him go to the outside. Good blocks by receivers on the outside, and he's a tough guy once he gets in open space.
So 3rd down and 2 now for the Ducks. The ball just short of midfield at the 49-yard line. Oregon has run the ball 5 straight times now. Now make it 6. And Ontario Smith trying to get to the outside. He does. He's got a 1st down into Fresno State territory in the 41-yard line. D. Meza pushed him out, but not before Ontario Smith picks up 1st down yardage, but there is a flag down. And I think this may come back. The old holding.
Just what you hate. You got a great drive going where you're doing it predominantly on the line, on the ground, and then you get a holding call. Now you're forced to have to maybe throw the football.
Penalty 10 yards on the spot of the foul. Down remains 3.
So it'll remain 3rd down now, but it's going to be 3rd and 6, 7.
Let's see if we can see the holding there. You just saw that takedown right there. It was definitely a hold. You can't do that in the line of scrimmage or you will get caught.
Marking the spot of the foul makes it 3rd and 7. Slot left this time. Howry slotted inside of Parker. They bring the house this time. And Fife has no place to go, and he's down at the 35-yard line. They brought everybody off the right side. Brought Sanders the first man to him with plenty of help from his friends.
Well, normally this is a zone blitzing type of team where they only bring maybe 5, sometimes 6, but it looks like they brought at least 7 guys this time, and boy, there was pressure all up in Jason Fife's face. He had nowhere to go with the football. There's Nick Burley on top of the pile with a host of others.
4th sack of the ball game for Fresno State. That's just indicative of how they play defense. I mean, they're going to make plays. Conversely, every now and then they give one up, and they did a 70-yarder to Parker early in this game. Jennings, the deep man, to receive the punt of Arroyo. Short, wobbly kick. Jennings going to let this bounce, and it will bounce out of bounds right around the 22-23-yard line. So 10 minutes and 12 seconds remaining to be played in the first half, and the Ducks lead it 10-7.
My dear Dr. Lecter, I have admired you for years. I have some things I'd love to show you. Investigator Graham interests me. You should have taught him not to meddle. I don't believe you'll tell him who I am. The important thing is what I am becoming. I am the dragon. Before me, you tremble.
Red Dragon, rated R, at theaters Friday, October 4th.
I said, put Icy Hot in the Lions kicker's sock, not Brian Urlacher's jock. Huh?
JB, Terry, and Howie welcome special guest Jimmy Johnson back to the show for a special Week 1 reunion of the pregame team that started it all off. America's #1 pregame show returns this weekend on your local Fox station.
Bradshaw?
On the next Beyond the Glory, Terrell Davis was raised with tough love.
He didn't want any sissies in his family.
But the danger of the streets.
All I see is a double-barrel shotgun.
Almost ended his life.
You get to a point you start wondering, is it worth it?
He rose to the top.
It was like a dream come true.
Only to see injuries take it away.
He was scared that he was never going to walk again.
Terrell Davis, Beyond the Glory. Tomorrow at 8 on Fox Sports Net.
You're watching Fox Sports Net.
10-7 ball game. The Ducks lead it. It happened on a 70-yard touchdown play on the Ducks' first drive. Fresno State defensively has been outstanding, and they'll start at the 23-yard line. Crowd trying to rally the troops here in Oregon. Play fake. Pinnaker going to go up. Look out! He is hammered coming off the corner. The freshman Aaron Gibson.
This time Oregon brings what they call a corner cat blitz, and Aaron Gibson comes from the short side of the field with a free run to Pinnaker, and he gets him just as he's getting ready to release that football. Great call by the Oregon defense.
Boy, he accelerated to the quarterback.
He really did, and Paul had no idea he was coming because he's coming from his blind side. I tell you what, as a quarterback, you hate taking those shots. Those might be little guys, but when they're coming that fast, those hurt just as much as the big guys.
2nd and 10. Davis going to throw it. And Oregon saw it coming, playing center field. The interception by Webster. And Webster coming back with 40 to the 35-yard line, and that's a play that just did not go the way it was drawn up.
I don't like this call at all. You know, you got pretty good field position. Put the ball in your quarterback's hands. Let him throw the football. Even though he's had some problems the last couple of series, I don't know if razzle-dazzle was the time to do this right now.
Just overthrew it badly, and Webster was just playing center field.
I think there is a place in the game for this type of play, but I don't think now was the time. The receiver definitely wasn't open, and I'm sure he's taught if the receiver isn't open, you run the football. It's got to be a pass-run option. They really had this play well defense with 3 guys back there. And Webster makes the interception, and now Oregon's right back in scoring territory.
They're going to bring it back, though, to the 48-yard line where they say Webster stepped out of bounds. Fife rolls way right, comes back, throws to Parker, and he looked like he was out of bounds. They're going to say he was not. To me, I want to see this one again. I don't believe that was a catch.
Well, in college football, you only got to get that 1 foot down.
I don't believe he did. I don't believe he did. This may be our first fight.
I still love you, though.
No, we're not going to get a chance to see it, unfortunately, because we're blocked by Fresno State players on our replay. 2nd down. Give it to Smith. Smith cut back nicely. 1st down at the 41. Bryce McGill on the stop for Fresno.
I like that Andy Ludwig, their offensive coordinator, is getting Fife outside now, getting him outside of the pocket, away from all that heat that he's been facing the first part of this ball game. Let him throw the football on the run a little bit because he has the ability to do that. They just have to let him do it.
So a 1st down at the 41-yard line of the Bulldogs. Parker near side, Howie far side. He cut in. Again, Fife rolls out. Has time. Now throws, looking deep. And almost intercepted by McGill. He was the closest man to it.
Great concept on this particular play, but well defensed by the Fresno State defense as they were going for the big one to Parker up top. But everybody stayed at home, and this ball could have been picked off. Would have been a great catch, but I tell you what, those are the type of plays you want to get, especially on the road. If you can make big plays like that, big turnovers like that.
First missed in the last 5 passes for Jason Fife. 2nd down now 10. They are moving him around a little bit more than they were. Slot left this time. So the Ducks hurried to the line of scrimmage and made Fresno State scramble. Ontario Smith cut back. Only got a yard or 2. And Weaver, the center, might have tripped him up.
A lot of defensive substitutions today by Fresno State. It's a pretty warm day up here in Eugene, and a lot of these guys haven't played. You know, they've only played a couple of games, so I'm sure the fatigue factor is going to take over somewhere in there. So they're getting a lot of fresh bodies on the field early in this ball game, which is very smart.
Fresno State has its dime package in. This time the throw, and what a grab. A great grab by Howery, but no catch. Well defended that time, too, by Fresno State. Dick Burley was coming at Fife. Good defensive job that time.
Very good concentration by Howery, but that ball is out of bounds with great coverage also.
Yeah, James Sanders covering for Fresno State. So punting situation now, and the Bulldogs will get it back once again. Jennings will be the deep man. And Arroyo will try to bury the Bulldogs deep in their own territory. High twisting kick angled away from Jennings. Will go out of bounds somewhere around the 15-yard line. We'll take a timeout. 8:27 left first half. 10-7. The Ducks over the Bulldogs. We're coming back.
Somewhere in the Acura TL Type S.
College Football Saturday on Fox Sports Net is brought to you today by Kyocera. One company, countless solutions. By new Gillette Mach 3 Turbo for the closest shave with less irritation, even against the grain. By Nissan and your Nissan dealer. By Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires. And by the Home Depot. You can now shop online at homedepot.com. 8:27 left first half. It's a 10-7 ball game. Ducks scored early on a 70-yard pass from Pike to Parker. Since then, it's been a punch-out. Henniger will go up on first down. Throws a one-hopper. Intended for Charles Ely, and Henniger was under some pressure that time, coming from the outside. Robbie Valenzuela was coming for the Oregon Ducks.
Again, the middle of the field on that dig route was wide open. He just didn't have enough time to get that football to his receiver, but great pressure by the Oregon defense that time made that very difficult for Paul Henniger to complete that pass.
See that V on the back of the helmet for the Fresno State Bulldogs? That was for the Valley. The farming area where Fresno is, very fertile. Give this time is to Davis. That is Rodney Davis, and Davis gets about 4. Barry Tompkins, Warren Moon. We're at Autzen Stadium here in Oregon. 18th sellout in a row, and they have revamped this stadium, and it's just a terrific facility. One of the great crowds in college football, and at one end of the stadium, even so, a good conglomeration of red making the trip up from Fresno. 7:58 left first half, and their team, the Fresno State Bulldogs, hanging right in there with the 13th ranked Oregon Ducks. 10-7 ball game. They spread it out here with a double slot. Straight back Pinnaker. Steps up, throws underneath. And unable to hang on to it was DeAndre Gilbert. So the Bulldogs will have to give it up.
Well, Rasuli Webster's been all over the field, and there he makes another breakup. And that was one of the things Frank Signetti, their offensive coordinator, said they wanted to do was spread the field, get 4 wideouts, and try and exploit them in the secondary, but they haven't been able to really be successful with that yet.
Simpson to do the punting for Fresno. Keenan Howery, the deep man. and he can bring it for the Ducks. And here's a line drive. Howery might have a chance here. It's well kicked, but did he outkick the coverage? Howery at the 24, the 25 to the 30. Bounces off a man to the 35, to the 40, and to the 43-yard line. So Keenan Howery doing his job. 57-yard punt, but Howery brings it back. When we come back, take you back to the studio with Chris Rose.
Hey, guys, let's not forget, man, this is the NFL show. And the NFL is hardcore, so we must stay hardcore.
That's right.
You know, Tom, you've been out here the longest. You got to make sure that, you know, me and Michael don't get caught up in that Hollywood stuff, you know?
You count on me. If you guys fall off the wayside, just let me know, man.
Mike, I think I'm going to get the either the polish or the clear. No, just get a nice buff.
Hey, guys, how about a bikini wax next?
The NFL Show with Irvin, Syracuse, and Davidson premieres tonight and tomorrow.
On the next Beyond the Glory, Terrell Davis was raised with tough love.
He didn't want any sissies in his family.
But the danger of the streets
All I see is a double-barrel shotgun.
almost ended his life.
You get to a point you start wondering, is it worth it?
He rose to the top,
It was like a dream come true.
only to see injuries take it away.
He was scared that he was never going to walk again.
Terrell Davis, Beyond the Glory, tomorrow at 8 on Fox Sports Net.
The best damn sports show, period. Hollywood's biggest stars.
I like this show.
Sports' greatest athletes. And the sexiest babes.
Wow.
Comedy, commentary, and highlights. Weeknights at 8 and 11.
I'm Jim Rome. Next week on The Last Word, Cleveland Browns head coach Butch Davis joins me on Tuesday. Then on Thursday, I'll talk to both Oscar De La Hoya and Fernando Vargas about their upcoming showdown. The Last Word, weeknights at 10:30, Fox Sports Net.
You're watching Fox Sports Net.
Coming up on the Nissan Halftime Report, I'll be joined by Kellen and Artie with all the scores and highlights. We'll update the third ever meeting between Oklahoma and Alabama and check in on Tyrone Willingham's debut in South Bend. Right now, back to Barry and Warren in Eugene, Oregon.
All right, thanks very much, Chris. And the Oregon Ducks will have it at the 43-yard line. Good field position for them, but really they haven't been able to generate a lot of offense in recent times.
They really haven't. After that first drive or two, Fresno State defense has really been all over the place, creating sacks, just putting havoc on Jason Fife. Fife is out of pressure from all those guys up front on the defensive line, led by Nick Burley, who's done a great job and is really starting to show up a lot more in that backfield.
They go out of the I formation on first down, and then Howery in motion. Pitch this time to Smith. Smith, short side. Gets by that first wing and gets it up to the 49-yard line. Number 6, Corey Chambers leading the way that time for the Ducks. Corey Chambers, their most experienced offensive lineman, and the only senior starter on the offensive line.
Corey Chambers does a great job on that left side, pulling around that corner to create some space for Ontario Smith. And here you can see Smith. What I like about him is only 204 pounds. He knows how to move that pile, and that's what he did right there. Lowers that shoulder and gets extra yards.
Here he is again on the short side sweep, only this time Fresno State turns it in. Ontario Smith, of course, has all the tools. He played a little hurt last week. Mike Pilati says, I love this guy.
Ontario Smith is a joy to coach. He's a fun guy that keeps everybody loose, but on the field is all business. He has a multitude of weapons in his arsenal. He can run, he can catch, he can block. He's a great back to contact, and he can make people miss. So he's a key to our success offensively.
He's a guy who began his collegiate career at Tennessee. He was bound for Oregon. Oregon recruited him. Went to Tennessee because it was the year they won the national championship, and got there. They had 35,000 people and a big parade. He said, I got to go here. Here's an interception. Picked off by Meza. And Meza still on his feet midfield and knocked out of bounds at the 47-yard line. So Fresno State makes the defensive play. And a flag is down on the return in the middle of the field. Well, let's see if it's on the return. I don't know.
Holding on the offense.
Not going to matter.
Penalty decline. Fresno State, first and 10.
Just to finish that story about Ontario Smith, so he went to Tennessee, played 1 year at Tennessee, called Mike Pilati up, said, well, this place isn't for me. can I come back? Bellotti said, here's a ticket. Actually, he couldn't give him a ticket, but he said yes.
That had to be one of the best days of the year for Mike Bellotti, to have a guy like Ontario Smith call you on the phone and say, I want to come to your school. He's just been a great addition to this organization. He's probably going to be the most prolific back before he leaves here. And, you know, as a 1,000-yard rusher last year, just a backup, that shows you what type of talent he has.
Double slot again as they spread it out from the numbers to the numbers. Quick toss this time, and it's caught by Jennings, and Jennings will be close to a first down. That's the first completion in the last 7 attempts for Pinnaker. Well, it's back, and it's better than ever. The undisputed champion of pregame shows returns. JB, Terry, and Howie kicking off another NFL season. Joining him this week, one of their old pals and ours too, Jimmy Johnson. He's won medals in both college and the pros, and now Jimmy will be along to break down what Steve Spurrier has to do to win in Washington. Fox NFL Sunday returns tomorrow only on Fox. And a timeout is going to be called for measurement here. See if Jennings did get that first down. He might be a little bit short.
This is probably the type of patterns that Paul Pinnaker's going to have to go to get some confidence, some more higher percentage passes where you just throw the ball out there like they did that time to Jennings and let the receivers make the run. It's almost like a running play on first down, only you're using the passing game to do it.
I don't know what the delay is here. Finally get it measured. It's going to be a little short of the first down, so second and very short. Going to be at the 37-yard line of the Oregon Ducks. Now, Fresno State not only hanging around, but they have a legitimate chance here to perhaps get a tie or a lead going in at halftime. 6:05 remaining in the first half. Oregon scored its touchdown. The first possession, just a minute and 27 seconds into the game on a 70-yard pass from Fife to Parker. Since then, Oregon offense has been rather quiet. In fact, both offenses have been rather quiet. Pinnaker straight ahead this time to Davis, and he didn't get it. He's going to be short. So now it's going to be third and short. And again, the officials may want to measure this. I don't know. I'm quite sure it's short. And it is. Mitchell and Moretti, the linebackers for Oregon, in on the stop. And it's absolutely no gain. So still a little bit less than a foot. Now it's third down.
Well, Mitchell and Moretti seem to always be around the football, and there they were on that particular play. So here we are third. They might have lost a little bit on that play.
That gets the crowd into it. Give it again to Davis, and this time I think he might have got it. Not by much, but he got it. Down short of the 35-yard line. 5:26 left in the first half. 10-7 ball game. Beautiful day here in Eugene. I mean, this is the day you want to be here.
It's what you call a Chamber of Commerce type day in Eugene, Oregon. I haven't been here in a long time. The last time I was here, we put a pretty good whipping on these Ducks. But I tell you what, this program has really come a long way in the last 8 or 9 years since Mike Bellotti took over, and it's one of the top football programs in the country.
Yeah, it really is. And all their facilities here are just absolutely first class. First down at the 36. Straight back again. Pinnaker, a little jailbreak screen to Marquez Davis. And Davis picks up about 5. Moretti with the shoestring tackle. That's a play that they run to Bernard Berrien with great regularity and great success. Now, Bernard, of course, strained his knee in the game against Wisconsin. He is still not ready to come back. He is a certain #1 draft pick. And I'm sure not the happiest guy in the world to just be sitting and watching us talk about it today.
You know, like Pat Hill was talking about, he's a very frustrated young man, wants to get back out here on the field in the worst way. Asked him to come on the trip, and he didn't want to even come on the trip because that's how frustrated he is. But I'm sure he's trying everything in his power to get back healthy.
Double slot again on second down, and they give us to Rivera. And Rivera gets a little bit of a gap and gets it down about the 27-yard line. It'll be about 2 yards short of the first down. Kevin Mitchell again makes the stop for Oregon.
I really like this Fresno State drive right now. They're really mixing it up with the run and the short pass. Pinnaker had missed his last 6 passes, like you said, so they've gone to some more higher percentage, shorter passes. getting the ball in the receiver's hands that can make plays after the catch, and that's exactly what they're doing right now. They're methodically moving this ball down the field. They're almost in field goal territory.
Big play right here, though. 3rd down and 2. Rivera, the setback. Double slot. And Penninger's going to throw. That might have been a mix-up. Penninger head down, not going to get it. That was just a busted play.
It looked like, Barry, that was a check with me in the line of scrimmage where he was going to check off which way he wanted to go. The back might have heard one thing, Paul went the other way, and that's the last thing you want as a quarterback, to be left with that football and everybody blocking to the other side of the line of scrimmage.
That's one of those uh-oh plays, and Rivera comes up a little gimpy also. Stephen Moore made the play for Oregon. So that's going to bring about the presence of Asen Asparuhov. This will be about a 45-yard. I mean, this is no chip shot. But Asparuhov with plenty of leg. Now, keep in mind, Fresno State people were telling us yesterday that at this end of the stadium, even though it doesn't look like there's a big wind factor, that it does blow a little bit into the face of the kicker. Although if you look at the flags at the top of the stadium, the wind would appear to be behind it. 45-yarder on its way. Got plenty of leg if it's straight. And it is. And this game is tied with 2:52 remaining in the half. Fresno State 10, Oregon 10. We're coming back.
More mystery. More picnics. More glazed donuts. More change of scenery. More emergency parties. More minutes. More talking. More minutes for talking. More bubbles. More service. More asking. More getting. More last-minute trips. More adventures. More everything. Get more minutes, more features, more service. Introducing T-Mobile. Get more.
A shift can change a person, a life, the world, or it can simply change the way you move through it.
Asparuhov, the 45-yard field goal to tie the game with 2:52 left. He'll kick it away now to Alan Amundsen and Terrence Whitehead. Asparuhov drives this one. It's going to be Amundsen at the goal line. Amundsen heads back up the sideline to the 10 to the 20, got a gap to the 30. Cuts it back to the 35, to the 40, and a flag comes in. James Sanders made the stop. Amundsen looked like he had a lot of room that time, but as he cut back, might have been a little block in the back. Might have been Knebel. Going to go against Oregon. It is a hold. And so they're going to back this one up. College Football Saturday on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by new Gillette Mach 3 Turbo for the closest shave with less irritation, even against the grain. By Acura. Experience the performance today at your local Acura dealer. Acura. And by Kyocera. One company, countless solutions.
It looked like Asparuhov put the ball right where he wanted to put it. He pinned him in the corner of the end zone. And it looked like they had pretty good coverage, but Oregon does such a great job on returns, not only on kickoffs, but also on punts, and they really get in front of their man and screen him off, and their returners do a good job of finding those seams, but you can't hold, and that's the cardinal sin on a return. You don't want to negate a big play by bringing it all the way back because of a holding penalty.
And what it means is the Ducks will start shy of the 20-yard line at their own 18. Two tight ends, single setback. Fife, give it to Ontario Smith. Smith, not much. A yard or two, Del Hawkins on the tackle for Fresno State. Fresno State down 4, I really think, just doing a great job. Sanders, Soteli, Hawkins, Burley, and Stewart, when he's been in there, has created havoc.
When we talked with Dan Brown, their defensive coordinator yesterday, he said they were going to run a lot of blitzes, but there were more run blitzes to stop the run than they are to stop the pass. And on the way to the running back, if it ends up being a pass, then that's what we're going to get it to the quarterback. So that's what they've been doing. A lot of run blitzes have really been jamming up the holes and seams for the running backs of Oregon.
Five throws too tall for Parker. And both young quarterbacks, quite frankly, playing like young quarterbacks right now.
Yes, they are, and they're under tremendous pressure by two really good defenses that are putting pressure on them and forcing them to make decisions and forcing them to make plays, something you don't want your young quarterbacks to have to do early in the season.
Fife has missed his last 4 attempts. Henniger, on the other hand, is one of his last 7, I beg your pardon. There's a look at Henniger on the phones to the press box. Straight back, Fife, deep drop this time. Looking for a screen, and they busted that one. And Fresno State just not fooled at all. Got in the middle of that screen and busted the play.
Nick Brody did a great job. He read that screen and backed off, and Fife had nowhere to go with the football. Also, Jason Stewart was over there, too. Watch how he comes up the field. He reads screen, then he backs off. Fife has nowhere to go with the football, so he wisely throws it away. But a great job by Nick Burley, who's not just an all-out pass rusher, but he's also a pretty smart football player.
So now Fresno State again in a situation where they will get the ball in reasonably good field position. Jennings right now stands at the 45 to receive the punt of Arroyo. Fresno State playing run back all the way here. Arroyo, a wobbly kick. Jennings handles it at the 45-yard line. He's got a gap. He's at the 45, at the 40, at the 35, still on his feet and down to the 32-yard line. And Fresno State in business. Marley Tucker makes the tackle for Oregon. Well, a reminder, at halftime, we're going back to our College Football Saturday studio for the Nissan Halftime Report. Kellen and Artie will be there along with Chris Rose. And they'll be telling you all about what's happening in college football today. Alabama and Oklahoma get it on today. A lot of good games around the country. Purdue and Notre Dame. Ty Willingham off to a great start. And South Bend, a guy that you and I both know very well, and a guy that I really believe will get it done at some point.
I think he will, too. He's off to a great start and just a fine coach, very thorough. And like you said, he'll get the type of people he wants in there, and they'll be a successful program.
Trips left on first down. Rodney Davis, the lone setback. 4-man rush. Henniger with time. Now he runs out of time. Now he's going to run. He's the 30 and out of bounds at about the 27-yard line. A gain of about 4. Rodney Davis slipped out and was standing all by his lonesome. Marquis Davis, also pretty open on the other side. So the Davis brothers were both open on that play, and Henniger tucked it away, decided to run. Not a bad idea. He picked up plus yardage. Again, a double slot on second down and 6. Give it to Rodney Davis, and Davis slips by the first man, still on his feet. First down at the 20-yard line. Great effort by Rodney Davis that time. David Moretti had him, but just couldn't bring him down.
And this is another one of those plays Frank Signetti talked about. They want to go 4 wide, spread them out, and then run the football. Here they run the little quick draw. They just come up inside, try and find a seam, because when you go 4 wide, you spread those linebackers out. You kind of put them in space, so to speak, and they don't have that same leverage that they would when they're normally lined up inside. So this is a great scheme by Frank to do this, and it's working very successfully for him.
First down at the 20-yard line. Again, a double slot. Play fake. Henniger throws for the end zone. Got a man. Caught. Touchdown, Gilbert. Perfect play that time. Henniger put it on the numbers, and Gilbert, even though he was well defended by Stephen Moore, got his body in the right position, and Fresno State has taken the lead.
Nice job by Paul Henniger that time on that drive. He just came back, fired that ball in there, and put it right on the money. Gilbert got his body in between him and the defender and hauled it in for a very difficult catch, but he made the touchdown.
Second touchdown of the game for DeAndre Gilbert. And Osbaru up will try to add the 17th point and give his team a 7-point lead with exactly 1 minute remaining in the half. And this crowd has gotten considerably more quiet. Asparuha drives it through, and it's a 17-10 lead for Fresno State. An impressive drive that time. A couple of good running plays, and then the pass right on the money from Paul Pinniger to DeAndre Gilbert.
Well, this time they faked the little draw that they had just ran the play before, and he puts that ball right on the money. Great coverage that time by Moore, but that ball was put right where only his receiver could get it. He goes down there and makes the catch. Great play for Fresno State, as Paul Pinniger's got to feel very confident right now as he led that team on that scoring drive right before the half.
Well, that was a heck of a pass.
It really was. And I'm more impressed about the play before that, when he didn't see anybody open, didn't force the ball, ran out of bounds, got a 5-yard gain, and he's able to come back and make that play.
3 plays, 31 yards, and the score following a nice punt return by Jennings. Jennings with a couple of plays to put his team into position to score today.
Special teams have been a big part of this game on both sides of the football, and Fresno State has really benefited from these punt returns.
So Asparuha again will kick it away to Amundsen and Whitehead. Here's the kick, and this one's a short one. The up man lets it go, and Amundsen picks it up and steps out of bounds. Now flag. And we'll see what the flag is. Yeah.
Looks like the ball just went out of bounds, and that is a penalty and should put it on the 40-yard line.
There are 2 penalties on the play. There's encroachment on the kicking team, and there's a kick out of bounds by the kicking team.
So 2 penalties on Fresno State, and this is going to give Oregon the ball in good field position, I believe.
Barry, I haven't seen this many penalties on kickoffs in a long time. We've had 2 offsides penalties by Oregon. Fresno State was just offsides on that particular play. The ball got kicked out of bounds. We had a hold on one before that.
So the discussions continue with the officials here. Pat Hill right in the middle of that conversation.
The kick out of bounds is accepted to be at the 35-yard line.
So that's the end of that. Hey, this fall, get your NFL fix a day earlier with the most outrageous, unpredictable NFL pregame show you've ever seen. Introducing the NFL Show on Fox Sports Net with Michael Irvin, Tony Saragusa, comedian Tommy Davidson. Pregame shows may never be the same, so start your NFL weekend the night before kickoff with the NFL Show, presented by the U.S. Postal Service, premiering tonight at 1:30 a.m. Eastern, 10:30 Pacific.
Well, Oregon has 3 timeouts with a minute left here in the second quarter. It'll be interesting to see if they take any chances with a young quarterback this deep down in the field, but Mike Belotti's been known to take a lot of chances. Let's see here.
Pike's going to go up on first down, in trouble, and slips away. Now he steps up at the 30. He's got a little room, and down to about the 37-yard line. He dodged a bullet there. Claude Sanders was finally made the tackle, but Mark Daly was coming hard and probably should have gotten it.
Well, great job by Fife avoiding that sack that time. Now he's trying to run the 2-minute offense, just trying to get his head back collected again after getting hit and knocked down, and now he's trying to get the play called at the line of scrimmage.
30 seconds remaining in the half. Fife this time throws underneath for the tight end, Reister, and he makes the catch, but well short at the 40-yard line. Timeout is called. Oregon still has 2 timeouts remaining, 24 ticks remaining.
This is probably something Fife hasn't had a lot of chance to do is run the 2-minute offense. They had a pretty easy go of it last week against Mississippi State, so this is probably his first time running the 2-minute offense in a game-type situation.
Well, Fife trying to fill some pretty big shoes, of course, those of Joey Harrington. And Harrington just the most recent in a legacy of Oregon quarterbacks, and it goes back a long way. Remember, Killy Smith, of course, was the #3 pick overall by Cincinnati in 1999. Still looking to understand the complexities of the game at the next level. A.J. Feely wasn't even a starter here, and he was a 5th-round pick. And then, of course, Joey Harrington last year, the number 3 pick overall by the Detroit Lions. And he was here last week for their game with Mississippi State. Now it's Jason Fife, and he's got the tools. When you talk to people about Jason Fife, they all say stronger arm than Joey Harrington, probably a little bit more mobile than Joey Harrington. Just doesn't have quite the savvy of Joey Harrington.
Right, he has quicker feet than Joey Harrington, a stronger arm, like you said, but, you know, he just needs playing time. He just needs reps, and I think those things will come. And, you know, in talking with him yesterday, I really like his attitude. I like his temperament. I like his personality. And I think this team is really believing in him right now, the early stage in this season. It's just a matter of him making more plays as he gains more confidence in himself.
Facing an uphill battle, though, and here's the option with Fife on the keeper, and I don't think he's going to get the first down. I think he's going to be short of the first down. It's going to be 4th down. Hawkins and McGill make the stop. And we're going to get a measurement. It'll be close enough.
It looked like Oregon just wanted to let the clock run out, but we're going to get it stopped because of this measurement.
In which case, I suspect Fresno State may use its last time out, take a shot at a punt return. Nissan halftime report, of course, coming up as we take you back to our College Game Day studio. Chris Rose is there with Colin Winslow and Artie Gigantino, who has an opinion about everything. There's no question about that. I promise you there'll be a lot of opinion.
Artie has never been short on words, and some of his opinions are even right.
Every now and then.
I don't know if I'd have my quarterback running the option with 15 seconds left to go in the half and taking a shot like that right before the half, but you know, who am I? I'm just a color analyst.
And it is short of the first down, and see what happens here. I think Fresno, or rather Oregon, will probably just run a play because the clock will likely run out. 10 seconds showing on the game clock right now. 17-10 ball game. Fresno State ahead of the Oregon Ducks here at home.
What is all the confusion here? It was just a simple measurement. What are we waiting on?
I think Jason Fife.
I think Mike Bellotti wants to know the same thing.
I think Jason Fife might have called a timeout before the measurement. And now we've got all sorts of arms waving and discussions going on. So let's see. The referee is Jim Fogelpants, and he's talking it over with Mike Bellotti. And Mike pointing something out here. Pointing up at the scoreboard clock. I think he's right. Right now the clock shows 3 seconds. There were 10 seconds.
There were 10 seconds at the measurement.
It's a situation where maybe you just go ahead and snap the ball, throw it as far as you can.
There's a possibility of taking a chance like that. I don't know if they could get the ball to the end zone, though. This would be a pretty hefty throw for a quarterback. It'd be about a 65-yard throw to get it to the end zone from here, but I've seen people do it.
You could do it.
I saw Doug Flutie do it. Great Hail Mary play to beat Miami in a bowl game. I saw Cordell Stewart do it against Michigan. Great Hail Mary pass to beat them. So it can be done, and I think Fife has that kind of arm, but I don't know if Mike wants to take that kind of chance right now. Maybe if this was the end of the game, it'd be a little bit different.
So while our guys in the studio wait for us, we'll tap dance a little bit longer here. 17-10 game. 3 ticks remaining, although Mike Bellotti may be arguing for the fact there should be more. To tell you the truth, I'm not sure why he would want more.
When is the last time you've seen or heard this Oregon crowd this quiet? They've really had nothing to cheer about this last quarter and a half of this ball game, and they've really done a beautiful job with this stadium, adding another 12,000 seats, 56,000 capacity, and I'll tell you what, Fresno State has done a great job of taking them out of this ball game by playing great defense and getting ahead in this ball game.
They really have. Remember, we're getting to the Nissan halftime report with Chris Kellen and Artie coming up, and we're going to put a couple seconds on the clock after all of that. That
makes everybody happy.
Oh, yeah. Well, the simple fact is, Oregon offensively scored a touchdown in the first minute and 27 seconds, and since then, the story's been Fresno State.
They've done a great job of bottling up Ontario Smith. Really haven't let him get anything more than a 10-yard gain. He hasn't busted a big one. They've kept Fife in the pocket, put a lot of pressure on him. They've sacked him 4 times in the first half. I mean, they've done about everything that you would want to ask for of a defense against an Oregon team, especially playing at the University of Oregon.
Now, here's another factor. Both these coaches, in my opinion, are excellent game day coaches. Both coaches very capable of making adjustments, and I think that's what this game could come down to. Whoever makes the right adjustment.
At halftime, we'll see it where Mike Bellotti is so impressive is making adjustments, what his team comes out in the second half and does.
All right, so now after all this, let's see what happens. Fife going to throw it. Throws for Willis, and Willis steps out of bounds with 6 seconds left. So that's why Mike Bellotti wanted more time on the clock. Now they probably can't throw it into the end zone.
Now it makes me wonder why he ran the option a couple of plays ago. That really ate a lot of time off the clock. And here they are with maybe one more good completion. They could be in field goal range, but I just don't know if they'd have enough time to stop the clock with only 6 seconds left.
It'll be interesting to see. Well, Fife is going to call another timeout here. So Oregon will still have 1 timeout remaining. And Fife will talk this over. So it's taken more time to play this last 10 seconds, I think, than it did the first 14 minutes and 50 of the second quarter. Let's take a look at the Zenith top 25 teams in America. Miami, of course, playing Florida tonight, so we'll see if that doesn't change. Oklahoma, one of the great defensive teams in America this year. Everybody's saying great things about Texas. Tennessee, well, they're Tennessee. Florida State is back amongst the big boys. Florida and Miami tonight, as we said. Michigan winning its game today, as did Ohio State. Nebraska has not really lit it up yet, but like Nebraska normally does, but of course they're going to be a player. And then 3 teams in the Pac-10, Washington State, or 4 teams, Washington State, Oregon, Washington, USC ranked number 18, that Colorado State team. That's a pretty darn good team, and I think Bobby Toledo and UCLA are going to get all they want.
UCLA is going to have a tougher game today than they realize. This team is for real. They play physical. They have a quarterback who has a lot of confidence right now, and I think that's going to be a great game today.
North Carolina State put about 65 on the board today in a victory over Navy.
I really like that Ohio State team. They've really bounced back strong in the Pac-10. They really looked impressive a couple of weeks ago against Texas Tech, and another big win today. So I really like what they've done. They have some great athletes all over the place.
First down at the 48. So here we go. At the 48-yard line, 6 seconds left. Now possibly they could get 2 plays in. We'll see. Go out of the shotgun. Fife steps up, chased from behind. Down he goes, 5th sack. After all of that, and it's Claude Sanders who gets it from behind, and that's the way the first half will come to an end. 5 sacks for Fresno State. That's impressive.
That's very impressive, very unheard of. Oregon only gave up 11 sacks all of last year, and here they are giving up 5 sacks in this game, so they've got to make some adjustments at halftime.
All right, let's go to Chris Rose, Keldon Winslow, and Artie Gigantino now for our Nissan halftime report. Guys?
All right, guys, thank you very much. Welcome to the Nissan Halftime Report inside the College Football Saturday studios. Alongside the Hall of Famer, Keldon Winslow, and the coach, Artie Gigantino, I'm Chris Rose. Those guys chomping at the bit. But hold tight for just a second, guys, because we begin in Norman, where Oklahoma quarterback Jason White has taken his shots from the critics, but they were nothing compared to the one on his right knee today. Oklahoma and Alabama, and White, who tore up his left knee last year, injured the other one in the first half. He did manage to throw a touchdown pass to Mark Clayton. Now, White's replacement, Nate Hibble, has just scored on a 1-yard plunge to give him a 20-point halftime lead. Ty Willingham's home debut and defense sparkles against Purdue.
Here the quarterback's trying to force the ball. The game is tied 17-7, trying to make something happen. Vontaze Duff picks it off, gets it in, and Notre Dame goes ahead. Late in the ball game, here's Purdue trying to come back. 4th and 13. Kyle Orton trying to make something happen, can't get the ball off. Too much pressure by Notre Dame. And I'll tell you one thing, I'm not sure, but that's a smile by Ty Willingham. I don't recognize it.
Should be smiling. His team scores 3 touchdowns, 2 by the defense, 1 by the special team. Notre Dame's 2-0 for the first time since '96. Next week, they'll take on number 7 Michigan, who was busy with Western Michigan. And John Navarre continues to impress, Artie.
And here he hits Braylon Edwards for his 2nd touchdown reception of the day. Hey, the Michigan passing game came alive.
He tied his own school record with 4 TD tosses. That gives him 5 on the year. Remember, he had just 17 all of last season. Also, from the Big Ten, Ohio State led 38-0 before Kent State even crossed midfield. They hang on to improve to 2-0. They will host Washington State at the Horseshoe next week. Now, let's get back to Tyrone Willingham. I know that there is an O in Notre Dame, Kellen. There's just no O on this team, but they're still winning.
There's no offense whatsoever. Right now, the West Coast offense is having trouble getting itself on track. But it's a team effort, Artie. They're finding ways to win ball games, and that builds team cohesiveness, makes you a better ball club.
And team confidence. And you're right. Coaches always say that. Find a way to win. What a great example. And the offense, guys, is not making any big mistakes.
Well, you know, they're bringing that West Coast offense. It's just reportedly stuck in Idaho somewhere. Yeah, maybe they'll get it for next week's game with Michigan. Well, last week, Wisconsin literally had the lights turned out on them in Las Vegas. Today, they return the favor against West Virginia. More scores and highlights when the Nissan halftime report continues.
Do you have to go to the airport to rent from Hertz? Not exactly. There are hundreds of Hertz local edition locations all across the country. Come into your Hertz local edition. Or we'll come and get you.
At Advanced Auto Parts, we believe in doing it yourself. So we made this commercial ourselves.
We had Florence here check out the prices of our competitors versus ours. You have the results. But first, Florence, would you ever lie to millions of Americans who really want to believe that someone on TV is capable of telling the truth?
Never.
Go.
Advance is still the queen of low prices.
Queen, Florence?
As long as I'm here.
Queen's fine.
What do you see?
I see no excitement in your life.
And I see why. I see new KFC Honey Cajun Wings in your future. It's a magical blend of Cajun herbs, spices, and honey. Pump up the spice in your life. Join me, won't you?
Introducing new Honey Cajun Wings, glazed in spicy Cajun sauces. 8 for $2.99 or 20 for only $7.49. Or in Honey Barbecue Wings.
You know, if they keep the wings coming, we could live in here.
New Honey Cajun Wings and Honey Barbecue Wings from KFC.
There's fast food, and then there's KFC.
Introducing Mach 3 Turbo. Total comfort shaving down or up. An anti-friction coating on the blades, plus a strip with more lubrication. So even against the grain, there's less irritation. Mach 3 Turbo, new from Gillette.
A shift can change a person. A life. The world. Or it can simply change the way you move through it.
Volunteers love grilled gamecock. Rivalries. Ain't college football great? Play NCAA Football 2003. EA Sports. It's in the game. Rated E for everyone.
Stop. I'm not kidding.
It's cool. It's science. Oh, that's not cool.
Presenting Docker shirts with Stain Defender. Don't be the one without it.
People are raving about Cedric the Entertainer Precinct. Lord, I ain't laughed as hard since my first husband died.
A new sketch comedy show, Box Ball.
Welcome back to the Nissan halftime report, where the Bulldogs of Fresno State surprising 13th ranked Oregon right now, 17-10. Their score at the break. Speaking of scores, 11th ranked Washington State. They're gearing up for that big meeting in Columbus next week. Jason Gesser with his 44th career touchdown pass in this one. Big surprise up there in Seattle. Washington, maybe a little bit of a hangover from that loss at Michigan last week, struggling and losing against the Spartans. Charlie Rogers, big day, 9 catches, 155 yards, and 2 scores as the Spartans beat the Owls 27-10. Texas A&M up 14-12. Waning seconds, Pitt going for the tie on a 2-point conversion, but Sammy Davis knocking it away. Insert your Candyman joke there. And Pitt's 7-game winning streak is history. This is typical Aggie football right there. 14-12 your final. Wisconsin, that is. Well, good thing it was a day game because the lights won't go out on them here, right?
How much time do you have as a quarterback to throw the football down the field? Brooks Bollinger, no pressure whatsoever.
Big day for him, and Wisconsin improves to 3-0 for the third time in the last 6 years. All right, Artie, Washington, we understand what happened last week, but I guess as a coaching staff, you got to get your kids past that. They haven't done that so far.
Yeah, kids usually rebound a lot quicker than coaches do, and it's a coach's game when you're playing a lesser opponent like San Jose. I'll tell you, Kellen, if San Jose wins, it'll be the upset of the year.
Fitzhill does a great job of preparing his team to go in to play against the Huskies, but he's absolutely right, and I hate to say that in public. Artie is right. It's up to the coaches to get that team back on track and get them focused on the task at hand, which this case is San Jose State and not last week's Michigan.
The only good thing is the Huskies have a whole month to get well. This is the first of 5 straight home games for that team. Hey, you're watching the Nissan Halftime Report where, Fresno State's been good and lucky. We'll continue with more scores and highlights in the Nissan Halftime Report.
This is Jesse. Jesse's a kid. He downloads music online just like that. He jumps on the bed, then he jumps back on the internet. Jesse's mom got the family the speed of Bell South Fast Access DSL. Now she gets reservations at that new restaurant before it's old news. And with home networking, they all can be online at the same time. Jesse's sister and her friend are checking their homepage. Jesse's checking out the friend. He has no chance. Fast Access DSL includes Bell South Internet service, rated #1 for customer support. Order now and get 3 months for just $19.95 a month. Compared to dial-up, it's a whole new internet experience, one that's up to 50 times faster and always ready to go whenever you are. And Bell South Fast Access DSL frees up your phone line so you can talk while using the internet. Sign up now and get a free DSL modem. Plus, order online and get $50 cash back. Want a better internet experience? Call us today. Bell South. Listening, answering.
Toyota's nationwide clearance has a little bit of everything.
A little bit of Camry in my life, a little bit of Forerunner on my side.
Toyota's clearance has been held over. Don't miss incredible savings on our amazing cars, trucks, and SUVs with cash back as much as $1,750 or APR financing as low as 0.0% for 24 months. But don't wait. It all ends September 9th. Get to Toyota's nationwide clearance today.
Of all the grass seed on the shelf, only one fescue is rated #1 by U.S. government-funded testing. Only one produces the most brilliant color, the strongest density, and the greatest resistance to drought and disease. Pennington Plantation Fescue. Why spend your green on anything else? For a #1 lawn, plant America's #1 seed. Ask for Plantation and the entire family of Pennington Lawn and Garden products available at fine lawn and garden stores everywhere.
That ain't right. Just chill.
When you're deep undercover, use what you got. Fastlane. Foxball.
Mark Richt gets unusually cocky. The Bulldogs absolutely cannot have the kind of season they expect and want without beating South Carolina. Coach Richt sits down with us to explain why. On your Southern Sports Report, Sunday night at 10 o'clock on Fox Sports Net.
In 1935, Foxwood Farms started with one horse and a truck. The horse was a thoroughbred, the truck a Chevy Suburban. Today, they have a few more horses, but there's still only one truck. Chevy Suburban. With an available 8.1-liter Vortec engine, it's capable of towing up to 6 tons, making it the best Suburban yet. Chevy Suburban, like a rock.
You're watching the Nissan Halftime Report, where Mike Belotti's in danger of losing at home for the first time to a non-conference foe. He is 14-0. Fresno State getting it done so far. Hey, speaking of the big one, #1 Miami, #6 Florida. They are scoreless midway through the first quarter in this one. The Gators have twice been in hurricane territory, yet have not been able to put any points on the board. Hey, our .com question of the day, who will win the Heisman Trophy Award? Well, most of you believe Rex Grossman, at least so far. Ken Dorsey, a close second. Remember, they finished second and third last year to Eric Crouch. Well, we're just getting started. A triple-header Saturday on the net. San Diego State and Colorado meet for the first time ever. Then Colorado State looking to go 3-0, taking on UCLA. We'll have more scores and highlights coming your way when the halftime report continues.
America is traveling with Michelin. Right now, buy any 4 Michelin tires and get a Samsonite wheeled carry-on upright and the new Michelin North America Road Atlas free, a value of over $120. Just call 1-888-MICHELIN for your nearest participating Michelin dealer and get rolling. But hurry, this offer ends October 5th.
America trusts America Online to make everything easy.
It's just real simple to keep in touch with AOL.
Oh, I love hearing you've got mail.
Instant messages are so much fun.
And now AOL makes it easier to get health information with WebMD.
I discovered WebMD.
WebMD is America's leading source of health information online. Communities on everything from diabetes to weight loss.
Love the chat room.
A site that I trust.
AOL has got it all.
Now's the perfect time to experience America Online. So easy to use, no wonder it's #1. Call 1-800-4ONLINE.
Hello? So what's the return on this thing?
100%. It's a win-win for everyone.
Our analysts say the flavor even exceeded their expectations.
Steve, what do you got?
The tender marinated steak adds a lot of equity.
It's a complete meal, the total package.
Gary?
Sounds great, but you got the wrong number.
Make the right call. The new Southwest Steak Border Bowl from Taco Bell, piled high with marinated carne asada steak and heaps of seasoned rice. If you want the total package, you gotta think outside the box.
Midnight. Whose idea was this? This is gonna get ugly. Real ugly.
Gatorade Fierce. So bold, it's fierce.
Great. Doubleheader.
On the next Beyond the Glory, Terrell Davis was raised with tough love.
He didn't want any sissies in his family.
But the danger of the streets
All I see is a double-barrel shotgun.
almost ended his life.
You get to a point you start wondering, is it worth it?
He rose to the top,
It was like a dream come true.
only to see injuries taken away.
He was scared that he was never going to walk again.
Terrell Davis, Beyond the Glory, tomorrow at 8 on Fox Sports Net.
Hey guys, let's not forget, man, this is the NFL show. And the NFL's hardcore, so we must stay hardcore. That's right. You know, Tom, you've been out here the longest. You got to make sure that, you know, me and Michael don't get caught up in that Hollywood stuff, you know?
You can count on me. If you guys fall off the wayside, just let me know, man.
Mike, I think I'm going to get the, either the polish or the clear. No, just get a nice buff.
Hey, guys, how about a bikini wax next?
The NFL Show with Irvin, Syracuse, and Davidson premieres tonight and tomorrow. You're watching Fox Sports Net.
Welcome back to the Nissan Halftime Report, where Bulldogs backup quarterback Paul Pinniger's thrown for 147 yards and 2 scores as Fresno State leads 13th-ranked Oregon 17-10 at the half. Let's salute our military academies, all 3 at home today. Air Force taking on New Mexico, and, well, Casey Kelly to Quincy Wright. Run, Forrest! Run! That was just a running. Bob and weaves his way right through the Falcons for the touchdown. This one has been a great game. Points all over the place. It is 31-31 in the 4th. In Annapolis, Phillip Rivers, well, he threw for 309 yards, ties the school record with 5 TDs, and the midshipmen their 10th straight home loss. And Army and Holy Cross, this one somewhat of a surprise because Holy Cross, for the first time in 15 years, to beat a Division 1A team. All right, guys, let's talk about the first half of our game. Somewhat of a surprise, but if you look closely, I know Jason Fife, he's wearing green, so it's hard to tell that there's grass stains all over the uniform, but you got to credit the Fresno State defense for that.
He's been on his back. Last year, Joey Harrington did a great job of throwing the ball on rhythm. He'd get that back foot step, and then he would throw the ball. Jason Fife is not doing that because Fresno State's done a great job of disrupting the timing of the Oregon passing game, Artie.
And you know what else Fresno State has done? They've gone toe-to-toe statistically with Oregon, and guess what? The crowd is not a factor in this game right now. It's usually a great home field advantage for the Ducks. That crowd has been very quiet. You gotta love the resiliency right now of Fresno State.
You guys, Joey Harrington, kind of a captain comeback sort of character. Led him from behind so many times. Jason Fife, in just his second career start, now is all the pressure on him because he's never been in this situation?
Yeah, probably, but he'll be tested. But, you know, this is a team with very, very good balance, and look for Mike Bellotti and his staff to do a great job, Kellen, of making halftime adjustments.
And that's what they're known for, making those adjustments and coming back in the second half and exploiting the weaknesses of a Fresno State team. That's what they have to do. Of course, Pat Hill is also good at making those adjustments at halftime. So it's going to be an interesting ball game. The last two meetings ended in overtime. They had to go in overtime. We might be looking at another.
I wonder what Pat Hill is telling the crew in there at halftime. Is tape coming off the wall because he's so excited or what?
It's a family show. You can talk about it.
That's because he's a fired up
How about
guy,
the
but that's okay.
PG-13?
Nah, because you know what you have to do if you're Pat Hill or if you're the Ducks coming out? You got to make like it's a 0-0 game.
A 0-0 game, and
So
there's
it's
no
gotta be-
time, you know, to say nice things. You want to get your point across, and you want the team to know that you're serious about the things you're saying.
He might say it's 0-0, but it's 17-10 Bulldogs. Jason Fife, more great stats, a $1.52 and a TD toss. We're back out to Bering and Warren after this.
On the next Beyond the Glory, Terrell Davis was raised with tough love.
He didn't want any sissies in his family.
But the danger of the streets
All I see is a double-barrel shotgun.
almost ended his life.
You get to a point you start wondering, is it worth it?
He rose to the top,
It was like a dream come true.
only to see injuries take it away.
He was scared that he was never going to walk again.
Terrell Davis, Beyond the Glory, tomorrow at 8 on Fox Sports Net.
Hey guys, let's not forget, man, this is the NFL show. And the NFL's hardcore, so we must stay hardcore.
That's right.
You know, Tom, you've been out here the longest. You got to make sure that, you know, me and Michael don't get caught up in that Hollywood stuff, you know?
Count on me. If you guys fall off the wayside, just let me know, man.
Mike, I think I'm going to get the either the polish or the clear. No, just get a nice buff.
Hey, guys, how about a bikini wax next?
The NFL Show with Irvin, Syracuse, and Davidson premieres tonight and tomorrow.
At Advanced Auto Parts, we believe in doing it yourself. So we made this commercial ourselves.
We had Florence here check out the prices of our competitors versus ours. Do you have the results? But first, Florence, would you ever lie to millions of Americans who really want to believe that someone on TV is capable of telling the truth?
Never.
Go.
Advance is still the queen of low prices.
Queen, Florence?
As long as I'm here.
Queen's fine.
Here we go now, here we go now, here we go now, here we go, check it out. Some of y'all might know this, some of y'all don't. Some of y'all might get with this, some of y'all won't, but listen. Let me clear my throat. Oh, have mercy, baby. I hope you don't mind. Let me clear my throat.
You know how we do.
Mark Wick gets unusually cocky. The Bulldogs absolutely cannot have the kind of season they expect and want without beating South Carolina. Coach Rick sits down with us to explain why. On your Southern Sports Report, Sunday night at 10 o'clock on Fox Sports Net.
The best damn sports show, period. Hollywood's biggest stars, sports' greatest athletes, and the sexiest babes. Weeknights at 8 and 11.
We welcome you back to College Football Saturday, brought to you by Kyocera. Barry Tompkins with Warren Moon. Fresno State leading Oregon at the half. And Warren, I thought the first half At least the first minute and a half was dominated by Oregon, but I don't know about those other 28-30.
I'll tell you what, the third play of the game, Sammy Parker takes one and goes to the house 70-some yards for the touchdown, and you think it's going to be a rout, but Fresno State has really hung back into this football game and has really made a game of it. Here you see the big play to Sammy Parker as he catches the corner route, and once he gets in the secondary, nobody's going to catch him as he has world-class speed. Oregon gets on the board 7-0.
Fresno State, though, coming right back. They did not let the crowd get into this game after that 70-yard play. DeAndre Gilbert makes a rebound catch, scored another touchdown later in the game. Fresno State, I thought, just did a great job to gather itself.
They really did. They really picked up the pressure, put a lot of pressure on Jason Fife with sacks, and really stayed in the ball game and made some big plays late in the second quarter to put this game in a lead for them. So it's been a great effort by the Fresno State Bulldogs so far.
So we start the second half, and Fresno State will get it first. Jared Siegel will kick it away, and he will be kicking to Marquez Davis and Bryce McGill. Special teams, we've talked about them so many times today. Fresno State got the better of it in the first half. 2 good punt returns by Jennings. This one is driven toward Marquez Davis at the goal line. Davis comes back to 15, got a gap at the 20, and almost slipped it to about the 29-yard line. Stopped finally by Terrence Whitehead, but they had that run set up to the right side, and there was a gap there. Here are the numbers at the end of the first half, brought to you by Michelin, and they are very comparable. But remember, of those 198 yards of offense put up by Oregon, 70 of them came on one play.
Yeah, I think the big difference has been Adam Jennings on punt returns. I think that's where the difference has been, because the stats are pretty much even for both football teams, but the punt return yardage by Adam Jennings has been the difference.
Saw the numbers on Pinniger right there, and he had a dry spell for a while. Remember, he was 0 for 5 for 6 at one period. Now he got it back. Play fake is going to go up on first down. Now he has to roll away from trouble, and finally just throws it away, and that's a good idea.
Very, very smart play that time by Paul Pinniger. And I really like some of the decisions he's made in just throwing the football away or running the football and just getting out of bounds, not making a bad play. This is a negative play, but a positive play, because you're able to line up again and do something, as opposed to maybe throwing an interception or trying to force one in there where there's not a play to be made.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10, the ball at the 29-yard line. And we're going to see what adjustments these two coaches made at halftime. Could be the difference in the game. Trips right for Fresno with Marquez Davis to the near side. And now, perhaps checking off is Pinniger. They come with a blitz, 6-man rush, and just no place to go as Dave Moretti came right through the gap and was right on Pinniger.
It looks like some of those adjustments have been made at halftime. It looks like Oregon's going to try and bring more pressure on this young quarterback in the second half, try and get this crowd more into the ball game, try and get their team a little bit more juiced up by making some big plays. Maybe this is a game the defense has to win. Here you can see Moretti just come straight through, untouched, unblocked, and when that happens, it's tough on a quarterback, especially a young quarterback, if he just doesn't know where to go with the football quickly enough.
So now it'll be 3rd and 19. The ball back at the 20-yard line. They spread it out again with the trips right set. Oregon comes again with a blitz, and Pinniger steps up, throws. The ball is caught short of the first down by Jamison. Jamison's got 3 catches in the game, and they've all been down the field, but this one not quite enough down the field. So the Bulldogs will give it up. That time, Fresno State's offensive line did a nice job of picking up that blitz.
They did, but that was a good series by the Oregon defense. They're starting to get this crowd back into the ball game, and I think a lot of teams feed off of their defense. So let's see what happens on this punt return and also the Oregon offense when they get on the field.
Keenan Howry will be the deep man to receive this punt of Simpson. And it's blocked. The ball is loose at the goal line. Keith Lewis knocks it out of the back of the end zone. It'll be a safety. Lewis got the block. Lewis knocked it out of the back of the end zone. Special teams. I hate to be redundant, but there it is again.
There we go again, and they must have saw something at halftime, and they tried to exploit it as Lewis comes through there and makes the block. I was looking for a big return by Howard that time, but he never got a chance because he had the block, and smart play by Fresno State knocking that ball out of the back of the end zone. He's just not blocked very well that time. And he gets his big arm up in the air and makes the block. Almost gets the recovery in the end zone. Great job by Fresno State pushing it out of the end zone, having the presence of mind to do that.
So it's a 17-12 game and a free kick upcoming. Here's Lewis. He got on the ball here, it seemed, and it looked like the Fresno player just kind of kicked it out of the way. It was James Sanders for Fresno who might have kicked it out of the way.
Again, these teams feed off of what their defense does, and they had a great series that time, held them without a first down, and here comes special teams to make a big play.
So now we'll have a free kick for Fresno State, and again, you have to figure that Oregon should get pretty good field position. They'll have a chance to get Keenan Howery the football here, very likely.
We've talked a lot about Mike Bellotti and the type of coach that he is, a great game day coach, great sideline coach, and a great adjustment coach at halftime. And so far his team has come out and really done some good things defensively as far as turning up the pressure. Special teams-wise, they've turned up the pressure, and now they're getting ready to get the ball back in pretty good field position.
Amundsen and Howie will be the deep men to receive this kick, and it will be a kick from placement of Asparuha. Most teams choose to punt the ball, but Fresno State opting for the strong leg of Asparuha. Here comes Asparuha, and he hits this one. Not a real long kick. It's going to be Amundsen at about the 23-yard line. Amundsen straight back up the middle, and he is stopped as he crossed the 40 to the 42, but good field position for the Oregon Ducks and Jason Fife.
It's an important drive for Jason Fife. Now his team is back into the groove of the game. It's going to be up to him to try and get some momentum for their offense, get some completions going, get the running game going, and get his team juiced up, and let's see what kind of leader he is as he gets out in the field this time for this drive.
And there are the numbers on Fife, 9 of 16, 150 yards, 70 of them, of course, coming on that pass play to Parker that got Oregon kick-started with 1 minute and 27 seconds into the first period. They'll start at the 42-yard line. They trail 17-12. Fife, quick toss this time to Parker. Parker, 45, midfield, and that's it. But a gain of about 7 or 8. The ball might have been loose down there.
Looked like that ball might have come out.
Oregon did recover the ball. Let's take another look.
Good block here by Howery as he leaves this screen out in front, and Parker just trying to find somewhere to go with the football. There you can see the ball trying to be stripped out, and it did come out, but it was recovered by Howery, a very alert Keenan Howery on that play.
Mazer was the guy who knocked the ball loose. So second down and about 2. Fife straight back. Steps up, throws, caught by Parker. Parker to 35, trying to dance. Now he crosses field and gets to about the 35-yard line. Again, the ball popped loose, but they're going to say it was down. Sam Williams on the stop.
Jason Fife does a great job of delivering this football, especially when he gets his feet up under him. He has a very strong arm. We talked about that earlier in the show, about how his feet are quick and how he might have a stronger arm than Joey Harrington. Well, he really shows it there, putting that ball right on the money.
So a first down at the 35-yard line of Fresno. Fife, give it to Ontario Smith. Smith stutter step, gets it down to the 30-yard line, doing 5, maybe 6 yards.
This Ontario Smith reminds me a lot of Emmitt Smith. His feet never stop moving. He gets inside of a pile, and he just keeps turning those feet and keeps moving forward. And for a guy that's really not that big by most standards for a running back, I tell you what, he's a tough little guy.
5'11", about 205 pounds. Ontario Smith in the first half, 18 carries, 60 yards. Howery comes in motion. And they give us to Smith again at the right side. Smith slips the first tackle and gets it down to about the 22-yard line. He's going to have a first down for Oregon. Meza makes the stop. And that's one of the things the coaches were telling us about Ontario Smith is he makes the first guy miss.
That's exactly what he does. He has that ability to do that. Not too many guys can do that. Here you can see the tackler up in the hole right there, and he makes him miss, and then he's off to the races for a 6-7 yard gain. This is something that the great backs can do. They can always make that first guy miss, and he's a very tough individual.
So a first down Oregon at the 22-yard line. This half has been all Oregon. Howry starts in motion. Fife straight back. Blitz comes late. Fife steps up. Throws a one-hopper intended for Howry. Howry was surrounded.
Again, here comes that zone blitz from the outside. Fresno bringing people from the secondary. But watch Fife. He does a great job with his feet, kind of setting and then reshuffling and setting again, but just isn't able to get enough on this throw. But he does a good job with his feet to avoid the rush. You just got to get that ball up in the air a little bit higher.
Slot left on 2nd and 10. They give us to Smith again, and this time there's nothing to it. They get Smith after a gain of about 2 to the 20-yard line. Mark Daly makes the stop. Daly quietly having a very nice game from his middle backer position with Fresno.
Tell you what, that guy right there is a man. He's been playing hard all day long, been bringing pressure from both sides of the line of scrimmage.
He gets a lot of help from this guy, too.
He's had some great help inside by Jason Stewart, number 91, and all these guys in this Fresno State defense have really been rallying to the football today, really hustling and flying around, and that's what Pat Hill likes about this defense, and also Dan Brown, their defensive coordinator, the way they run to the football.
Third down now, pump fake, Fife throws over the middle, throws it away. Good idea for Fife to throw it away, and they get the field goal team on. A good defensive set for Fresno State. Jason Willis was the intended receiver. He had no chance. Meza defending.
Well, that time he had Jason Willis on a double pump move where he runs a little slant and go, but great coverage back there in the secondary by Fresno State. Both safeties stayed at home, so Fife did the important and smart thing, throw the ball away.
37-yarder for the Seagull to bring this to within 2. Do it out of the hold of Fife. Snap, place, kick, and good. So Oregon has put 5 on the board here in the first 5 minutes of change of the second half, but still trail the Fresno State Bulldogs by 2. It's a 17-15 ball game. Fresno State over Oregon. The Bulldogs will have it when we come back.
One company values the environment by creating solar panels that convert sunlight into a clean source of energy. Ceramic components that make our engines run cleaner. And the most earth-friendly copiers and printers on the planet. One company does all these things and more to improve our quality of life. One company, Kyocera.
Told you this thing was awesome. The world's first 60-inch plasma HD TV from Zenith, an epic experience just 4 inches deep. From the high-definition authority, Zenith.
Shelly, listen, it's Greg. I'm at the dentist. Yeah, okay. Shelly, I want to come into work. They don't know what I've got. I have a tooth. Scratching, rashing, 24-hour, like, mumps. What else do I have? Oh, yeah, I'm really sick. Both ears, gone. Really bad haircut. I'm in traction.
The Acura MDX with torque managing 4-wheel drive.
I was eating wax fruit this week. No.
Taking the SUV to a place it's never been before.
College Football Saturday on Fox Sports Net is being brought to you today by Kyocera. One company, countless solutions. By Dockers, go khaki with stain defenders. And by Zenith, digitize the experience. You look at the Autzen Walking Bridge. Actually, probably could be considered the Autzen Running Bridge. This is the runningest city in America. And if you are a recreational runner or even a competitive runner for that matter, there is no place more beautiful in America, I assure you.
Yeah, they really do have some beautiful running trails. It's really green up here and lush, and they do a great job. People really are into running here because of all the great history of runners that have been here at the University of Oregon, led by Steve Prefontaine way back in the 70s.
That's right. There's a look at Keith Lewis. He was the guy who made all of that last series of events possible as he blocked the punt, wound up with a safety, following the free kick, a field goal. It's a 17-15 ball game. At the goal line is going to be Davis. Davis gets the 20, gets the 25. Look out here at the 30 and run down nicely in the open field by Stephen Moore. Well, a reminder that next week there'll be more college football, UCLA and Oklahoma State. Our game of the day at 7 o'clock Eastern time. And if you want to get started with football early in the morning out here on the left coast, 8:30, it's the Kickoff Show, 11:30 Eastern, 8:30 Pacific time next week, right here on Fox Sports Net.
It's important for Fresno State to answer the bell here and try and get something going offensively, not let this crowd get back in the ball game again.
Oregon blitzed them the last time. This time the give is to Davis, and Davis picks up about 4. Good first down yardage. Kevin Mitchell makes the stop for the Ducks. In the first half, Matt Rivera, the backup to Rodney Davis, tweaked an ankle. He was going to be reevaluated at halftime. Whether or not he comes back is still questionable.
Yeah, ankles for a running back are very, very tough injuries to come back from, especially in the same ball game.
7 down and 6. Blitz comes off the edge, and it gave us to Davis again, and Davis gets outside at the 40, at the 45, midfield, at the 45, and a big play, and that's how you punish a blitz right there. Aaron Gibson runs him out.
Davis finally run out of bounds by Aaron Gibson.
Great job by Rodney Davis this time once he gets through the line of scrimmage. Missed tackle that time by Darrell Wright at the line of scrimmage, and you got to give Davis a lot of credit on that right there. And he gets to the outside, and he tries to show that speed that he has, but not before he gains a big gain for Fresno State. They needed that type of play on this drive to get back the momentum of this game.
Gain of 25, and it's first down Fresno at the 40-yard line of Oregon. And in motion goes Ely to the far side. Pinniger going to put it up. Rolls right into the pressure. Now he throws, and did he make the catch? Yes, I think he did. Adam Jennings, only a gain of a yard. Nice catch by Jennings, though.
Yeah, it only is a yard, but that's a very dangerous throw, throwing the ball out to that flat like that. That ball could have been intercepted and taken the other way, but he did a good job of putting the ball well to the outside where only his receiver could get it or nobody else. Great effort by Jennings. I really like Adam Jennings. He's been the MVP of the game for me so far with what he's done on special teams and also as a receiver.
2 big punt returns for Adam Jennings. 7 and 9. Blitz comes again right up the middle. Pinniger throws, and the catch is made by Ely. A tough catch at the 25-yard line. Ball was a little bit behind him. Ely reached back, made a great catch.
Great catch by Charles Ely that particular time as he comes out of the game limping, and great coverage that time by Stephen Moore, but this ball is put on the money and he goes up there and gets it, as most great receivers are taught to do. Get the ball at the highest point and bring it in. That's exactly what he did. First down, Fresno State.
At the 20-yard line, and they punished the blitz that time. Done it a couple of times in this series. This time Jamison comes in motion. And the give is to Davis, or rather to Rivera, who is back in the ballgame. So that's good news for, well, it's Cummings, not Rivera, James Cummings. Redshirt freshman out of Fresno with his first carry, and he got 2 or 3.
Fresno really has taken the crowd out of the game again with this drive, really methodically moving it down the football field with both the run and the pass. Really like how Frank Signetti, their offensive coordinator, is mixing his plays up and giving Paul Pinniger a chance to make plays on this drive.
2nd down and 7. Pinniger, play fake, going to throw. Was looking long. Now he throws underneath with all kinds of room as Davis, and he gets it down inside the 10-yard line. It'll be another first down for the Bulldogs. Kevin Mitchell runs him out, and a nice little checkoff that time by Pinniger.
Nice job by Paul Pinniger. This is something you see out of a veteran quarterback. He looks down the field. He wants to go deep. He's looking for the end zone. He gives it as hard a look as you can, pumps right there, and then dumps it off to Davis, who takes it down the field. Another impressive gain, keeping the chains moving in the red zone.
So the ball mark just inside the 10-yard line. It'll be first down and goal for the Bulldogs. Two tight ends, two wideouts. Pinniger straight back. Now a drop play for Davis. He's got room at the 5 to the 2-yard line. Just tripped up as he crossed the 5-yard line.
Great call that time. He had the quick draw called against some pressure. They split the line of scrimmage. Davis had a chance to walk that one in the end zone. I don't know if he slipped on the turf or slipped on somebody's foot, but he could have walked that one into the end zone. Here you can see all the pressure coming. He gets right past all that pressure and just kind of trips before he goes into the end zone. Kai Smalley made him trip just before he got inside the end zone.
Now a little bit of confusion here. And Fresno is going to call a timeout as they couldn't quite get the play in without some confusion. So Pinniger calls a timeout. We'll take 1-2. 2-point lead, Bulldogs.
The Hertz Prestige Collection. Jaguar. Volvo. Lincoln. Land Rover. The Hertz Prestige Collection. Does anyone but Hertz have a collection like this? Not exactly.
On the next Beyond the Glory, Terrell Davis was raised with tough love.
He didn't want any sissies in his family.
But the danger of the streets,
all I see is a double-barrel shotgun.
Almost ended his life.
You get to a point you start wondering, is it worth it?
He rose to the top.
It was like a dream come true.
Only to see injuries take it away.
He was scared that he was never going to walk again.
Terrell Davis, Beyond the Glory. Tomorrow at 8 on Fox Sports Net.
Mark Richt gets unusually cocky. The Bulldogs absolutely cannot have the kind of season they expect and want without beating South Carolina. Coach Richt sits down with us to explain why. On your Southern Sports Report, Sunday night at 10 o'clock on Fox Sports Net.
The best damn sports show, period. Hollywood's biggest stars.
I like this show.
Sports' greatest athletes. And the sexiest babes. Wow. Comedy, commentary,
Dare you?
and highlights. Weeknights at 8 and 11. You're watching Fox Sports Net.
Welcome back. Fresno State at the 2-yard line of Oregon. Second down and goal. Two tight ends now for Fresno State. They go on a reverse this time, and Jamison can't get there. It was Jennings, actually, not Jamison, and he stopped at the 1-yard line. Not a bad idea, kind of an inside handoff, coming off a wing-back position.
Jennings, not the biggest guy in the world, and just couldn't quite bulge his way over for the touchdown. He's only about 175 pounds. A bigger guy might have been able to get that ball in the end zone, but I like the concept of the play.
I mean, it is right on the goal line. Third down. I got to think this is 2 downs to take it in here. Spot the fullback. They give to Davis, and he's in. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
Davis into the end zone.
And that, again, takes the steam right out of this building. So Fresno has increased its lead to 8.
Great job by Rodney Davis on this particular drive. Had 4 rushes for 38 yards. It culminates it with the touchdown. Very tough run there on the left side of that offensive line. They did a great job of getting movement.
Asparuhoff to try to add the 24th point for the Bulldogs. And He gets it through, and it is a 9-point Fresno lead. 5:28 remaining in the third quarter. Nothing fancy here. Rodney Davis gets under that tackler and takes it in for a score. We're coming back.
One company brings new value to the way we communicate. With smartphone technology that adds color to the wireless world. Fiber optic components that drive broadband internet service. And copiers that scan direct to email for instant communication around the globe. One company does all these things and more to keep you in touch with your world. One company. Kyocera.
JB, Terry, and Howie welcome Jimmy Johnson back for a special reunion of the pregame team that started it all off. America's #1 pregame show returns this weekend.
Hey, guys, let's not forget, man, this is the NFL show. And the NFL's hardcore, so we must stay hardcore.
That's right.
You know, Tom, you've been out here the longest. You got to make sure that, you know, me and Michael don't get caught up in that Hollywood stuff, you know?
You can count on me. If you guys fall off the wayside, just let me know, man.
Mike, I think I'm going to get the either the polish or the clear. No, just get a nice buff.
Hey, guys, how about a bikini wax next?
The NFL show with Irvin, Syracuse, and Davidson premieres tonight and tomorrow.
The Bulldogs of Fresno State, a 9-point lead following the short touchdown run by that man, Rodney Davis. Here's another look.
Great line surge on the left-hand side by Ta'ua and Rodney Michael, and a great lead block by Steven Spock gets Davis into the end zone for that go-ahead touchdown.
Numbers on the drive, on the Nissan scoring drive, 9 plays, 70 yards. Took him 4 minutes and 9 seconds. More significantly, took the crowd out of the game again.
And Paul Penninger was 3 for 3 on that drive for 29 yards. Looked very poised on that drive.
So Asparuhoff to kick it away again to Amundsen and Whitehead. Keep it short this time. It's going to be Amundsen at the 11-yard line. Amundsen to 20. Amundsen to about the 28-yard line. So now the Ducks looking up at Fresno from 9 points down. Take a look at the accurate trivia question. Which coach is the all-time Oregon leader in winning percentage? And there have been a few. A few guys who have won up here. 2 in particular.
I don't know who the answer is, but I know who has a chance to become it before he's done here.
That guy right there, maybe?
I would think so.
Here's play, and it's Ontario Smith bouncing it outside. Fresno recovers quickly, but a gain of about 3. Sam Williams comes up and makes the stop for the Bulldogs.
You know, for a defense that plays as many fronts as they do, brings people from so many different directions, they really are well coached, and they always have people in the proper position. Every time Ontario Smith looks like he has a chance to break out and make a big game, there's somebody standing right there. People really stay in their lanes, stay in their zones very well in this defense. Really impressed with the way they play.
Really rallied the ball quickly, too. Keep in mind, of the 60-player travel roster that Fresno has here, 25 of them are freshmen. Fife in trouble. And slips a tackle. Now he throws underneath, and the catch is made. Great grab that time by Jason Willis. Fife got out of the grasp.
And this is one of the things that they talked about with Jason Fife, is the way he can escape. He's a little bit better than Joey Harrington. Look at that hand down on the ground drill. Gets back up, regains his balance, and is able to get a completion there to Willis down the football field, but it took his escapability to get that play done.
Slot left on first down at the 43-yard line. Fife rolls right. Now he throws, batted down. David Adamo, the man who got a hand on it that time. This Fresno State team has really been quite a story in the last couple of years. Last year, of course, they got themselves up to national prominence and then dropped a couple games to Boise State, to Hawaii, lost to Boise State at home. Now, Boise State, a pretty good football team, but by that time, after they'd beaten the likes of Wisconsin and Colorado, and Oregon State, they thought that they should beat Boise State, especially in their place. Didn't happen, and the sheen kind of went off. But this year, once again, knocking people off. Give to Ontario Smith, and Smith gets it to about the 49. Against Wisconsin and Madison in their opening game, clearly they outplayed the Badgers. They did everything and won every category except the most important one, and that was on the scoreboard. And that was a result of a couple of mental errors and a couple of untimely penalties.
Yeah, penalties really played an important role in that game. I think they had 12 men on the field on that last field goal attempt and gave them another opportunity to win the football game. And those things will kill you when you're on the road playing, when you make those type of mistakes.
Third down now, Fife to throw, and here's the way. Had a man there. It was Josh Rogers, the tight end. But again, a pretty good push up front. Forced Fife to maybe throw that a little bit quicker than he wanted to.
Jason Stewart again right there at his feet. And it's very tough on a quarterback when you got a guy 315 pounds laying down at the bottom of your feet and you're trying to step forward and throw the football. So credit Jason Stewart that time with that incomplete pass.
So Jennings will be the deep man, and man for Fresno State. Jennings has been a difference maker. Fresno comes after this. They do come after it, didn't get it, and they do get a piece of the kicker, and that's going to draw a flag. And it'll be a first down now. Jennings back at the 10-yard line. It's not going to matter because Oregon is going to get a first down out of this. Sam Williams is a man who ran into the kicker. I don't know if it'll be roughing or running into the kicker, but running into the kicker will be enough.
Not a smart play by Fresno State that time. They had everything going for them, the momentum. Good stop right there defensively. Now they're going to give Oregon another opportunity to maybe score some points.
Well, again, that's indicative of a Pat Hill team. He's just not going to get off the gas. He's going to do whatever it takes.
And they are going to play aggressive.
Against the defense, 5-yard penalty, a first down.
So it's the minor violation, but it's still enough for a first down. Take a look.
Well, he comes right up the middle, and he's being blocked, so that's a tough one because he's being blocked by a man.
That's quite frankly not a good call. He was blocked into him, clearly.
He was. That is a tough call right there for Fresno.
Not only that, it looked like there was a hold also.
Yeah. But one of the things that has kept this Fresno State team going is their aggressiveness, and I think they're going to continue to be aggressive. They're going to make some plays like that, but
Fife hit as he throws. The pass is caught this time by Keenan Howard. At the 30-yard line. Fife paid the price, but he put it out there for Howard, and he got it.
Nice job that time by Jason Fife, delivering this ball right on the money as Howard just runs a deep comeback route, and the ball's right on the numbers, right on the money for the first down.
And the first catch of the ball game for Keenan Howard also. And he had a little streak coming in here.
Yeah, I think he's tied in the nation for 35-game consecutive reception streak, and let's make it 36 now as he keeps it going.
More importantly, Oregon has it at the 30-yard line of Fresno State, trailing by 9. Fife comes up, throws to the end zone too far. Well covered that time is Parker, who wants a flag and won't get it.
Well, they were going for the home run that time. They had double posts by Parker and Howry. Jason wanted to go with Parker, and the ball was a little bit high, and a lot of people here thought it was pass interference by D. Mesa, but both players are going for the ball.
I think Mesa has had a very good game.
He really has. He's been all over the place on defense, both against the run and against the pass.
Has an interception.
This ball kind of flutters on him and gets away, but I'm glad the officials are letting him play right there.
Second down, Fife rolling right. Has to step up, throws, and away from behind by Mesa. And I'll say again, Mays is having a very nice game.
Another great drive to the football by D. Mesa that time. That ball looked like it was on the money to Parker, but he got there right in the nick of time and batted that ball away. Again, D. Mesa all over the place.
And now it'll be 3rd and 10. Mesa stepped into a starting role today ahead of Raymond Washington. Washington started the first couple of games. 3rd and 10. Huge play here for the Oregon Ducks. Fresno 4-man rush. Fife in trouble. Throws. Caught by Parker at the 13-yard line.
Great catch that time. Wow. Those are the type of catches you need on a drive like that. It's 3rd and 10. You're behind in the ball game by 9 points, and you need points. You need all the points you can get. People have to step up and make plays like this. Sammy Parker does a great job. This ball is thrown behind him, but he reaches back with one hand and makes the catch for the first down. Great play by him.
A huge play. James Sanders was right in the face of Jason Fife.
Jason Fife did a great job in the pocket that time of avoiding some pressure. He really has impressed me with his feet. Even though that ball was a little bit behind him, he still got it to his receiver.
And a first down at the 13-yard line. Ontario Smith right up the gut. Gets it inside the 10 to about the 7-yard line. Mark Daly hanging on.
And again, you got to go back to that penalty on the punt. They're out of this drive if they don't get that penalty, but because of that penalty, Oregon now knocking on the door for either a touchdown or possibly field goal.
They're at the 7-yard line. 2nd down and 5. In fact, make it 2nd and 4. They need to get to the 3. Howry in motion. Pitch this time to Smith. And Smith stopped short of the 5 at about the 6-yard line. Nick Burley right there on the stop.
Well, we've called that name a lot today. Nick Burley all over the football field against the pass and against the run. And I tell you what, he's living up to his Lombardi nomination. He's going to be one of the top defensive linemen in the country before this year is over. There's no question about it.
Well, he was a big concern, of course, for Mike Bellotti and his staff, saying, I'm not sure we can do that. And they wanted to run at him. And they've done that with some success, but he's been very much a factor in the game. 3rd down and 4. This time on the option, Fife keeps and gets it inside the 5, but it's going to be short of the first down, I believe, unless he gets a very generous spot.
Looks like he's getting a generous spot. He had one little extra lunge before he hit the ground that might have put him close to that first down. You're Mike Bellotti here. What do you do on 4th down? Do you go for it, Barry?
I think you do.
Field goal?
I think you go for it, although I don't know. Field goal, of course, gets you into that one-score situation.
Looks like he's got his field goal kicker on the field.
An important measurement. And he did get a very generous spot, I feel. Still going to be short of the first down. So it's going to be 4th down and just untouched.
Nice bringing Siegel back. I think he's going to go for it.
Yep. Now again, knowing Mike Bellotti, this is an area where he would go play fake, go for the end zone.
I think he's going to give the ball to Ontario Smith here to get the first down or possibly run the option with Jason Fife and give him a chance to get it or pitch the ball to Ontario Smith. But I think he'll keep it on the ground.
Crowd at Autzen Stadium on its feet. Big play. 4th down and inches, the ball at the 3. Inches for a first down, 3.5 yards for a touchdown. Fife give it to Ontario Smith, and I don't know.
I don't think he got it, Barry. Unless, again, he gets a generous spot.
And he may. He may get a very generous spot here. And I think from where they're marking the football, he might have it. I think he may have it from here. It's really close.
Oregon definitely has the size up front to try and get this type of yardage, but I tell you what, this Fresno State defense really rallies to the football, and they just got it.
And I'll tell you what, I think they could thank the guys in the striped shirts for that.
He got a very, very generous spot on that.
See, he never got to the 3-yard line.
It never looked like he got to the
No,
3.
absolutely not. He got turned around, the ball never got there, and he never got there.
Sometimes those happen at home.
Yep. Amazing how that happens, isn't it? Fife to throw on first down. In trouble, throws it away.
Very dangerous throw that time.
Matt Daly was coming hard. Mark Daly, I beg your pardon, coming hard.
Very rarely has Jason Fife been able to sit back there and just throw the football with nobody either at his feet or trying to take his head off. It's been constant pressure all day long.
What do you think about a quarterback draw here?
I think he's going to see some pressure.
Fife give it to Ontario Smith, and he just runs right into the back of his blocking back that time. So it's going to be third down.
If you're going to run the quarterback draw, you better spread them out and create some seams for your quarterback so he can do that. Right now, they're set up in a power formation, 2 tight ends, 3 tight ends actually. They're just trying to run it right down their throat. They do have the size advantage. Fresno State is not a big defensive front, but they're just so active and they really play the gaps well. We're at the end of the quarter.
And they're going to walk way the other way. And they're going to walk right into the teeth of the Fresno State fans who were here. As a matter of fact, we were all sitting in the end zone opposite from where they are right now. So the end of the third quarter, and the Bulldogs lead the Ducks 24-15. The Ducks 2 yards away. 24-15 as we begin the final period of play. We're coming back.
Introducing Mach 3 Turbo. Total comfort shaving down or up, and anti-friction coating on the blades, plus a strip with more lubrication. So even against the grain, there's less irritation. Mach 3 Turbo, new from Gillette.
Fly somewhere in the Acura TL Type S.
More mystery. More picnics. More glazed donuts. More change of scenery. More emergency parties. More minutes. More talking. More minutes for talking. More bubbles. More service. More asking. More getting. More last-minute trips. More adventures. More everything. Get more minutes. More features. More service. Introducing T-Mobile. Get more.
Switch to Priority Mail from the U.S. Postal Service and give your business the lowest cost shipping on 2- to 3-day packages. You'll save so much with Priority Mail. You'll have enough left over to treat yourself. Spare change. Brought to you by the United States Postal Service.
Introducing Mach 3 Turbo. Total comfort shaving down or up, and anti-friction coating on the blades, plus a strip with more lubrication. So even against the grain, there's less irritation. Mach 3 Turbo, new from Gillette.
We start the final quarter. Barry Tompkins with Warren Moon. It's a 9-point lead for Fresno State, and on this drive, Fresno State not getting the best of it.
Some very questionable calls on this drive, especially that roughing the kicker and that placement on the fourth down run, but they're right down there knocking on the door. We'll see what happens on this drive. Third down, big play for Oregon.
At the 2-yard line, third down and goal. They give it to Amundsen, runs right, and he's in. Touchdown Ducks. I beg your pardon, Smith for the touchdown. And that time there was no doubt about it.
No question about it. He had his head down, and he was not going to be denied of that end zone. Alan Amundsen comes in there and gets his team into the end zone. Excuse me, Ontario Smith, and he was not going to be denied.
Try for point now to make this a 2-point ball game. And it is up and good. And a look at the scoreboard with 14:57 remaining in the final period shows the Bulldogs on top by 2.
One company brings value to your life in more ways than you can imagine. With high-performance components that power the technologies you can't live without. From sophisticated satellite communications to high-reliability medical devices that make life worth living longer. One company makes components for all these things and more to improve our quality of life. One company. Kyocera.
Dehydration. It can't be predicted. It can be prevented. Nothing has been tested and proven to hydrate athletes better or faster. Gatorade. Is it in you?
Oh, good, honey. Good. Just ignore me. Not even here. Doctor, say something technical. Wow. Look at that. I'm going to need a wider lens. Hey, guys. Camera's over here. Okay, we're good on that. Man, that is huge. Excellent. Excellent. Just move your hair a little bit from your face. Just... Okay.
Where can you get the top 6 names in camcorders? Where can you get great credit options? Where can you get a price match guarantee? Sears. Where else?
Scored the touchdown. Mike got his bell rung a little bit. He's holding an ice bag to his head right now. Let's take another look at it. Nothing fancy, but well executed.
Well executed. Just a lot of nice blocks at the point of attack on the line of scrimmage, and Ontario Smith puts his head down, and like I said, he was not going to be denied on that particular run, but great job on the right side of that offensive line, led by Mike Delagrange and Joey Forster.
So now the onus falls back on the Fresno State Bulldogs. Fresno State has answered every time Oregon has done any business.
And they're going to have to answer again, because I have a feeling this crowd, in which they're starting to do the wave right now, is going to really get into this drive and try and get behind their hometown football team.
Siegel comes forward, kicks it away, and this is going to be Davis at the 15-yard line. Davis gets a head start, gets it up to the 30-yard line. It was really cracked. I remember we asked you the accurate trivia question, which coach is the all-time Oregon leader in winning percentage? And the answer is, who had it? Hugo Bezdek. My stats guy had it. He knows. He remembers. 1906, you were there, weren't you? But guess who's just one game away? That guy right there, who I just think has done a superb job.
I know he had to be close.
Quick right for Fresno on first down. 4-man rush. Pinniger steps away from pressure. Now he runs and got about 2 to the 31 and the 32. So we talked to Mike Bellotti about his feelings. Should he become the winningest coach in Oregon history?
In reality, the kids do it. I think the players on the field do it. They're the ones that deserve any accolades in terms of winning percentage. If it happens, I'll be very proud. I'll be very pleased with what we've accomplished, and I say we because the coaches that have worked for me have done a great job. And the players that have been here have been something special. It's been important to them not just to win, but to do it in a manner that we can all be proud of. And it's maybe happened faster than we thought, but I think it's gotten the attention of the fans, the people in the state of Oregon, and actually the people throughout the United States.
And a big play as Davis turns it upfield, gets it all the way to midfield for Fresno State. Again, the Bulldogs answer to Oregon. Incidentally, we should clear up one thing, that when we say the winningest coach at Oregon, we mean winningest percentage, not so much winning games. Len Casanova, of course, coached here for many, many, many years, decades, as a matter of fact. In fact, the athletic facility here is called the Cas Center, named for Len Casanova. So he and Mike Bellotti have to coach for many, many more years here to win the same amount of games as Len Casanova. Ball right at midfield for the Bulldogs. Draw play this time to Davis. Davis slips away again. 45-40. Down to the 35-yard line. And here comes Fresno State again.
Fresno State's been able to answer the bell every time Oregon's made a run at them. And here they are again, led by Rodney Davis, making another run down the field. And it's been basically him on the ground. These last two runs have been huge because this crowd wants to get into this ball game. They want to get behind their football team. But here you can see great blocking at the point of attack, good blocks down the field, and Davis just taking what's there and getting as many positive yards as he possibly can.
Terrific blocking, absolutely right, to Fawney and Shy on the right side of the Fresno State offensive line. This time the give is to Cummings, and Cummings doesn't get much. Ed Wangler back up. Defensive end for Oregon makes the stop. (24-22), 12:36 left in the ballgame. Fresno State with the lead and with the ball in Oregon territory. Remember, Fresno State is a strong-legged kicker. So they don't need much there to be in field goal range. Vinegar directing traffic and have to get this play off. And he does. And a pitch to Davis. Davis tries to run outside and stop for a loss. Back at the 37. Garrett Graham was right there for Oregon.
Garrett Graham did a great job of playing off that block, keeping his outside contained. Davis had nowhere to go, and he comes up and makes the stop for the 1-yard loss.
Now Fresno State on 3rd and long. And they really need about 7 yards to put this into the range of Asparajo.
They go spreading them out again with 4 wides.
If Oregon comes after them, they do. They come with a blitz. Vinegar throws, caught this time by Jennings. It'll be close to a first down, but he's not going to get the generous spot that Oregon got the last time. Stephen Moore on the tackle, and it's going to be, I would think, a half-yard short of the first down. Now, see what Pat Hill decides to do here. He could bring the field goal team on. It would be a 43-yarder from here, or he could go for it on 4th down in less than a yard. And he appears to be going for it.
And as a young receiver, you would hope he would have the presence of mind to get that extra yard, to get that first down across the yard marker, but he comes up a yard short, and that's something I'm sure as he learns this game, he'll know to get that extra yardage so he gets the first down.
4th down, less than a yard. Huge play for the Bulldogs. Give it to Davis, right side, and I think he got it. It's close. And again, this will depend on the spot.
I don't think he got it, Barry, if you look at the spot.
I think you're right. And he is not getting the generous spot that the Oregon Ducks got. In fact, they marked this short of the 25-yard line, and I think
they've got to get over the 25-yard line.
Yeah, I think it's
to about 24 and a half.
Yeah, and I don't think he did it. And again, he did not get the best of it. I'm not sure he would have had it anyway in this case, but I did think he got to the 25-yard line. Quite sure this is going to be short, unless the stripe's crooked. Short.
Big play by the Oregon defense that time. Tough spot. I'll tell you what, it looked like his forward progress got at least to the 25-yard line. But good job by the Oregon defense of pulling him back and making it a tough call for those officials.
There's a look at Nick Aliotti, the defensive coordinator of these Oregon Ducks. And his unit got it done there. So the Ducks take over, trailing by 2, 10:35 remaining, final period. Fife gives to Smith, and Smith has it shut down pretty quickly. Did pick up about 3, maybe 4 yards. Give a gain of 3, it'll be 2nd and 7. Mark Daly on the tackle.
Now it's going to be up to this Fresno State defense to try and close the door on this offense, as they have a little bit of momentum, but they still have a long way to go before they can get in field goal range. There's still a lot of time left in this ball game, over 10 minutes, so this is an important drive for both teams, offensively for Oregon and defensively for Fresno State.
Here's a Smith again on the right side. Left side, he's got some room. And a stop as he crossed the 35, and a flag comes in. Sam Williams made the tackle, but let's see.
That play looked like it had the possibility of going a lot longer, but this Fresno State defense just comes out of nowhere and makes plays.
Holding against Oregon. That will negate the first down.
That's huge.
And it'll put Oregon in a long yardage situation. Oregon's only loss last year came here at home at Autzen Stadium to Stanford. They trailed at halftime to Oregon State. Came back, won that football game. Trail at halftime here and trail by 2 with 9:42 remaining. Second down and 11. Smith again. Smith is stopped right at the line of scrimmage. He might have got a yard. Now, Del Hawkins, Jason Stewart on the stop for Fresno State. A little murmur goes through the crowd here. Take a look at the Gillette Mach 3 game summary. Time of possession is to Oregon, not by a whole lot. Gilbert, a couple of touchdown catches, one off a ricochet. Smith nearing 100 yards, but Fresno State with 5 sacks on Jason Fife. That was the difference in the first half. Fife will throw, in trouble. Steps up, and down he goes. There's a 6th sack, back at the 15-yard line. Sanders was the first man to him. He turned him in, and Garrett McIntyre gets the sack.
Just red and white jerseys out of everywhere. Here, Fife tries to roll out to his right. It looks like they have someone coming out of the secondary right there. He avoids him, which he's able to do, but you can't avoid them all. Those red and white jerseys, those red and white uniforms are everywhere.
Big play defensively for Fresno State. They'll get it back now. Arroyo will be the punter. Jennings will be the deep man. Jennings has had 2 good punt returns already today. Line drive kick. Jennings at the 46-yard line. Midfield. Bounce it outside the 45 and gets it down to about the 43-yard line of Oregon. That's where Fresno State will start when we come back. 8:07 remaining in the game. Bulldogs will have it with the lead by 2.
Guys, let's not forget, man, this is the NFL show. And the NFL is hardcore, so we must stay hardcore.
That's right.
You know, Tom, you've been out here the longest. You got to make sure that, you know, me and Michael don't get caught up in that Hollywood stuff, you know?
You can count on me. If you guys fall off the wayside, just let me know, man.
Mike, I think I'm going to get the either the polish or the clear. No, just get a nice buff.
Hey, guys, how about a bikini wax next?
The NFL show with Urban, Siragusa, and Davidson premieres tonight and tomorrow.
Mark Richt gets unusually cocky. The Bulldogs absolutely cannot have the kind of season they expect and want without beating South Carolina. Coach Richt sits down with us to explain why. On your Southern Sports Report, Sunday night at 10 o'clock on Fox Sports Net.
The best damn sports show, period. Hollywood's biggest stars.
I like this show.
Sports' greatest athletes. And the sexiest babes.
Wow.
Comedy, commentary, and highlights. Weeknights at 8 and 11. You're watching Fox Sports Net.
A look at the Willamette River, and you heard Warren talking earlier about the Prefontaine Trail. It runs all through this area alongside the river. Truly spectacular, and on a day like this, even more so. Home team not enjoying it too much, though. They trail by 2, 8:07 remaining. Fresno State starts at the Oregon 43, and Pinniger is on a roll right now. Play fake, Pinniger going to go up on first down, airs it out over the middle, and done, incomplete, intended for Greco. That play worked earlier, and it was just off the fingertips.
Just off the fingertips of Alex Greco. He'd love to have this pass back. Pinniger's been very, very efficient this second half. He's been 5 for 5 this half up until that one. He hit 8 of his last 9 up until that one, but he'd love to have that one back. That might have walked into the end zone. Here you can see the ball just off of his hands. Oh, he'd love to have that one.
And he had it and do it. Second down. And the Ducks dodge another bullet. Here comes the blitz. Pinniger in trouble. Rolls away, throws it away in the direction of Marquet Davis.
Another smart play by Paul Pinniger that time. Instead of taking the big loss, he's able to get out of bounds and get that ball thrown out of bounds.
So it'll be 3rd down and 10. Crowd here at Austin Stadium on its feet. Trips left. Blitz comes off the edge. Throw over the middle, almost intercepted. Hit Razuli Webster right in the hands. Second one that's hit him in the hands today. Earlier, one hit him in the hands in the end zone. It resulted in a Fresno State touchdown.
Just a nice break on the ball as he kind of telegraphs it. He looks at his receiver the whole way, and Razuli Webster makes a nice break on that ball and almost picks it off. A lot of green in front of him, and he knows that he could have made a bigger play than that.
So again, it will fall to the Fresno State defense. Keenan Howry will be the deep man to return the punt of Simpson if he gets a chance. Simpson gets a wobbly kick. Howry's going to let it bounce, and it takes a great bounce for Fresno and goes into the end zone. It just rolled along the goal line and finally took a twist into the end zone.
They are very, very fortunate on that play that they didn't get that ball down inside the 1. Great punt that time by Simpson.
But it will come out to the 20-yard line. Unbelievable.
Jason Simpson's dad, Bill Simpson, played for the Rams years ago. Great safety man for the Rams, and his son just had a fine punt there, and I'm sure he's proud of him watching him play.
Close as it could be. San Diego State and Colorado coming up. San Diego State played Fresno State tough at Fresno. One of the tougher places in America to play, as it is here. But the Bulldogs right now clinging to a 2-point lead. Ducks have it back at their own 20-yard line, 7:43.
See if this Fresno State defense can rise to the occasion again. So far, they've been able to do that.
Play fake. Fife throws underneath for his tight end, Reister, and Reister gets about 6. Hawkins and Sanders going on the back of Reister. He is strong.
Reister is a tough guy to bring down. He is determined to make yards after the catch, and he is not going to let one person bring him down. He's kind of limping a little bit now. They get Fife out on the run and on the move, and there's Reister right out there in the flat. And you would think this would just be a little normal 3- or 4-yard game, but watch this big guy maneuver his big body, and it really makes it tough to bring those Fresno State defenders to bring him down.
Give this time to Smith, and Smith gets by the first wave again. It'll be a little short of the first down. And as I say that, he's going to get a generous spot again. Cameron Worrell makes the tackle. They're going to spot this right at the 30-yard line, and that may be enough. It is. Hey, it's a pointed football that bounces funny, but today, every time it bounces the way of the guys in the green shirts. First down at the 30-yard line. Give it to Ontario Smith, and Smith gets over the top of one man and gets it ahead to the 37-yard line. A nice gain by Ontario Smith. 7 yards on first down.
Just a simple blast play, hits it right up the middle. Great blocks again at the point of attack. Joey Forrester and Dan Weaver, those guys doing a great job in the middle of that line.
So it'll be 2nd down and 3. Good first down yardage for the Ducks. Slot left with Howery in the slot. Straight back Fife, throws, got Willis out here. And Willis still on his feet. Still on his feet inside the 40 to the 35-yard line. And that wakes the crowd up.
These Oregon receivers, you just can't run at them and try and make the tackle. You got to be under control because they have quick feet. They're all very elusive. And it's exactly what happens with Willis on this play. He catches the football in space. The defensive back comes flying at him, Raymond Washington. But boy, does he make him miss because he has those quick feet, and all these guys can run with the ball after they catch it.
At the 35-yard line, and now the Ducks are in business. Clock is very much their ally. 5:31 remaining in the ball game. Fife straight back again. Plenty of time this time. Throws for the ball, got Parker. Can't hang on. Parker did everything he could, and that's a ball that Fife would like to have back.
That's a ball that Fife was a little late in delivering. If he gets that ball in the air just a little bit sooner, his man catches the ball inbounds. But Parker knows that the sideline is close. He tries his best to reach out there and catch the ball and keep his feet in bounds, but he just can't do it. Great effort by Sammy Parker that time. Jason Fife's got to be a little bit sooner on that delivery.
2nd and 10 at the 35.
And he knows it.
Yeah, he had him. Trips right this time. Fife straight back again. Shovel pass for Smith. Smith's got room. 25, 20. Bounces off another man down to the 15-yard line. First down Ducks.
And Ontario Smith is playing like a man possessed. He's playing with a lot of fire, and I think it's something that his team is going to catch on to. You could tell by the way he ran that last touchdown, he is not going to be denied today. Nice little slip screen. Great job of blocking by the offensive lineman getting up the field. And watch that, takes on a guy. He is not going to be denied. One guy is not going to bring down Ontario Smith. He's so quick once he gets the ball in his hands. He's at full speed right away.
Oregon has called a timeout here, and both teams go to their respective sidelines. Fresno State gathered around their defensive coordinator, Dan Brown.
This has been a hard-fought football game. I'm sure both of these teams are a little fatigued.
Oregon driving. We'll be back.
Wolverines love Buckeye Kebab. Rivalries. Ain't college football great? Play NCAA Football 2003. EA Sports. It's in the game. Rated E for everyone.
One company brings new value to the way we communicate. With smartphone technology that adds color to the wireless world. Fiber optic components that drive broadband internet service. And copiers that scan direct to email for instant communication around the globe. One company does all these things and more to keep you in touch with your world. One company, Kyocera.
Buckeye Bistro, now serving well-done Wolverine. Rivalries. Ain't college football great? Play NCAA Football 2003. EA Sports. It's in the game. Rated E for everyone.
Fresno State leading by 2, but it's getting more precarious. Oregon driving. They have it at the 16-yard line. And a first down. Oregon at the 16. Out of the I formation. Straight back. Fife. Fife has to step up and run. Ran over one man and got it down to the 11-yard line. They lined Howery up that time in the backfield, and I think that's where that play was going to go. But Fife tucked it away and picked up about 5 yards.
And this is one of the things Jason Fife can do. When the play breaks down, he has the ability to make something happen. He's a big, strong guy. He runs pretty fast, and he's not afraid to take on defensive linemen. That time he made some tough yards, and whatever yards you can get inside the red zone, they're important yards.
Second down and 5. The ball at the 11-yard line. Ontario Smith, the lone setback. 2 tight ends. There's a blitz. And the option. Fife. Fumbles the ball. It's loose, and Fresno has it, I believe. Fresno ball. David Adamo, the recovery. Huge play.
I mean, huge. It looked like they had the right play called for the defense. They were showing blitz up the middle, and that's what you usually want to have called as an option play against a blitz like that. But Fresno does such a great job of rallying to the football, as we have an injured Bulldog right there. Rice just comes down the line and tries to turn up and get what he can. And this ball is just stripped out of there.
So Fresno gets it back at its own 7-yard line, and now the clock is their ally at the 4:17 mark. Give it to Davis, left side. Davis gets outside, got room at the 15. First down at the 17 or 18-yard line.
What a huge run that time by Rodney Davis. You got the crowd going crazy. You're deep in your own territory. You need a first down. That's exactly what they got, and this crowd is quiet. Great job over there on the left side of the line of scrimmage as Davis just hits the crease. And the most important thing he does, he stays in bounds to keep that clock running.
Got a great block by his tight end, Alec Greco, as well. Second down at the 18-yard line. So they'd like nothing more than to keep this on the ground. Draw play with Davis again and pushing the pile up to the 20, but not much, a gain of a couple. I wonder if they do have to put it up, if they will look to that play to Alec Greco that worked once and would have worked the second time.
Rodney Davis now up over 100 yards for the day with 113 yards on only 18 carries. Really has come out of nowhere. Not the guy that we expected to have a big day today, but he's really came in here and carried the load for this Fresno State Bulldog football team.
Both coaches talked about they have to have the ability to run the football in both halves. Second down and 8. Pinniger going to go up. Throws. Caught this time by Gilbert. First down at the 30-yard line. Stephen Moore makes the stop, but DeAndre Gilbert's made some big catches, 2 touchdowns, and now a big first down.
He really has. He just runs down a simple curl route at about 10 yards. Paul Pinniger puts this ball right on the money. Nice rhythm. Hits his back foot and lets it go right on the numbers. First down, Fresno State. And the clock keeps moving.
It does. 2:47 and ticking.
One of the things Frank Signetti talked about yesterday was Pinniger's pocket presence. He's showing it a lot today.
Second half especially. He's been very poised. Give it to Davis again, who stutter steps and gets it ahead for 2 or 3. About the 33-yard line. And now a timeout called by Oregon. And that is their first timeout. So that last timeout that we talked about apparently was not called by Oregon, but rather by Fresno State. We'll take a timeout as well with 2 minutes, 26 seconds remaining to be played in the ball game, and Fresno State leading Oregon 24-22.
A shift can change a person, a life, the world, or it can simply change the way you move through it.
One company brings new value to the way we communicate. With smartphone technology that adds color to the wireless world. Fiber optic components that drive broadband internet service. And copiers that scan direct to email for instant communication around the globe. One company does all these things and more to keep you in touch with your world. One company, Kyocera.
2-point lead for Fresno State with the football. When these two teams hooked up back in 1997, look for all the world as though Oregon was going to run away and hide from Fresno State. They built up a 17-point lead on this touchdown by Saladin McCullough. He goes in from 16, but Billy Bolick bringing Fresno State back. 3 touchdowns in the final period to tie it. This one into the end zone to make it 37-all right here. That sent it into overtime. Trailing by 3 points, Oregon right back. Jason Moss, the black. Blake Spence, that was the touchdown, and that was the difference. Fresno State is known its share of heartbreak. Timeout called by Oregon. Davis comes out of there a little bit slowly, but he appears to be okay. It's going to be 3rd down and 6. Here's the series history. Oregon has won the last 2 times, and boy, it's not been easy. 30-27 in OT, 43-40 in OT, and this one just shapes up almost the same way.
I have a feeling this one isn't going to be an overtime game unless there's a safety on this particular drive, but this is an important 3rd down right now for Fresno State.
Pat Hill on the left of your screen, Mike Bellotti on the right of your screen.
You got a 3rd and 6. Do you put your young quarterback in a position to have to make a completion, or do you keep it on the ground that possibly keeps the clock running and forces Oregon to maybe use their last timeout? It's a difficult situation for him to call right here, but I don't know, the way Paul Pinniger's played, maybe you let him put it up in the air and try and get the 1st down.
I think you do. That's Jeff Grady, incidentally, who, when he comes back, will be the starting quarterback. Pat Hill told us this. No quarterback debated. Jeff Grady is the starter. It's him in the civilian clothes, the blue shirt right there with the headset, talking to who is now his protege, Paul Pinniger.
And I think that's a good decision because there's no way you should lose your job because of an injury. Grady played very well in the first game, and he should be the starter when he comes back, but it's also good to know you have a quarterback like Paul Pinniger you can go to if Grady is struggling.
I feel quite certain that Pat Hill will put this up and go for it. Trips left. 3rd down, 6. A long 6, actually. Pinniger straight back. Blitz comes. Pinniger in trouble. Throws it away. And a flag. That'll be intentional grounding, a loss of down. And Oregon now will not only get the ball back, but because of this penalty, they will get it back in a better field position.
And you've got Keenan Howry sitting back there as your punt returner, one of the best in the nation. They have an excellent chance to get in field goal range here off this return.
Intentional grounding.
Paul would have been better off just taking the sack here and not the additional yardage of the penalty. There was no way he was going to get away from Mitchell here. Just go ahead and go down. But don't add insult to injury.
So they will, it is a loss of down is what it all amounts to. And they get the sack, so it moves the ball back to the 22-yard line. And now Oregon will have a chance. The clock not really a factor. They still have 1 timeout. Keenan Howry, one of the best punt returners in the business, set to return. Twisting kick. Howry at the 34. To the 40. Bounce it outside. To the 45. Midfield. And out of bounds at the 45-yard line of Fresno State. And now the Ducks in business. Now remember, Fresno State's last 2 games have come down to the last tick. They lost after giving Wisconsin a second chance at a field goal try in Madison. They won blocking a San Diego State field goal try that would have won the game for the Aztecs. And now here they are at their own 43-yard line, 2 minutes and 1 second remaining in the game.
And Jason Fife has a chance to redeem himself after that fumble on the last drive. He's going to get an opportunity to win this game for his football team.
Fife straight back. Steps out, throws, got Parker. Caught at the 21-yard line.
Great throw that time by Fife. That is not an easy throw he just made right there as he rolls to the left side and throws all the way back to the right side to the corner route. Puts this ball on a line right on the money to Sammy Parker. Watch as he rolls out to his left and comes all the way back to his right side. This ball is on a rope and Parker goes up high in the air to make that catch. Big players make big plays at the big times of ball games.
Parker has had a huge game.
Yes, he has.
Started it off with a 70-yard touchdown reception. Makes a big play right there. Second, or a first down at the 21-yard line. Short drop this time. Fife to Parker again. Parker with a first down and out of bounds at the 9.
Well, they are definitely in field goal range now. It's just a matter of you want to go for the end zone for the touchdown, or you want to play it safe and just kick the field goal and run the clock down. Nice little quick out route to Parker again. He's able to turn upfield and get out of bounds and get the first down.
Nose of the football just inside the 10-yard line. It'll be first down and goal for Oregon. 1:49 remaining in the ball game. Give to Ontario Smith. Right side, cuts it back. Gets to the 5, inside the 5-yard line.
Again, Ontario Smith, when he gets the ball in his hands, he is a man possessed. One guy is not going to bring him down. I've said that over and over again. Nothing but a little misdirection jab play. Good blocks at the point of attack. He turns it up, boom, right there. The first guy never makes the tackle. He always bounces off and is always going forward.
So the ball inside the 2-yard line. Ontario Smith, the tailback. And it gives to Smith again, cuts it back, touchdown Ducks! And Oregon has taken the lead with 1:07 remaining.
What a great college football game we've seen today, Barry. And that guy right there shows his determination. He may be the jokester in the locker room, but like Mike Bellotti said, when they're on the football field, he is all business, and he's shown it today with great determination, getting his ball into the end zone.
Big time. Absolutely big time, and you are right. This is one of those games where there is no loser, really. There will be on the scoreboard. They go for 2 here. Fife rolling to his right, looking to the end zone, throws and drops. Right at the goal line by Willis. So it remains a 4-point ball game. We'll take a timeout. 1:07 remaining.
I told you this thing was awesome. The world's first 60-inch plasma HD TV from Zenith, an epic experience just 4 inches deep. From the high-definition authority, Zenith.
Rated E for everyone. Welcome to NFL Fever 2003. Here it is. With a convoy. Watch the big man. Boom, shakalaka. Zips a pass over the middle. Got him. Wide open. Ball is up. He pushed it right. Swatted. Hello. Oh, my. NFL Fever 2003, only on Xbox. For more gridiron action, play online with Xbox Live.
Oregon leads by 4 with 1:07 left, and Fresno State has just 1 timeout remaining. Funny, when we were away at a break, way earlier, as you take a look at Ontario Smith, jumps over one man, gets on one leg, kicks it sideways into the end zone for the score. We were saying earlier in a timeout, Warren, you and I were chatting about an early timeout taken by Fresno State, and that could cost them later, and here they are in that situation.
Yeah, here they are with only one timeout left, and they had to use one earlier in the half because they didn't have the right personnel or the right play in. And that cost them dearly because they could use that timeout right now with only 1:07 left in this game.
A sidewinding kick that McCall will take at about the 14-yard line. The flag is down, and McCall will get it to the 25-yard line. McCall might have lost the football because they say the ground caused it. But once again, Oregon will...
could be an offsides penalty against Oregon again.
I think it is.
I'd make them kick it again.
I think you do. Unfortunately, it took 5 seconds off the clock.
Right, you need all the yards you can get right now. I've never seen this many penalties on kickoffs before in my life.
It is amazing, isn't it?
Encroachment on a kicking team. The penalty is declined.
Well, that's interesting because you would have thought they'd have gotten better field position, but maybe Pat Hill thinking about the clock rather than field position right now.
Right, this isn't great field position. It's not bad field position, but it's definitely not great. You'd like to have that ball somewhere over the 35-yard line if possible.
Coming up next, San Diego State and number 17, Colorado. They have to go some. They have a better game than we've had here. So Pinniger, 73 yards away, and has only 1 minute and 1 second to get there with one timeout. Three-man rush for Oregon. Pinniger throws underneath. Oregon just dropping everybody into coverage that time.
Well, incompletions are good in 2-minute drills. You don't want to throw an interception. They're only not good on 4th down. So it's better to throw an incompletion than throw an interception to get another down. And that's what they have. 2nd down and 10 here. They get another opportunity.
Trips right with Marquez Davis to the far side. Blitz comes late. Pinniger throws, batted in the air. It was hit by one of the men downfield. It might have been Kevin Mitchell.
Looked like Kevin Mitchell got his hands on that.
So now it'll be 3rd down.
Try and keep this ball to the outside. Get it to those outside receivers. Don't throw that ball in the middle.
There you see the Ducks leading cheers here. Double slot this time on 3rd and 10, and the crowd really into it now. Pinniger straight back, throws, incomplete, intended for Gilbert. The Gilbert was there, but the ball was not. And now they're down to their last snap.
He had Gilbert open in the flat. Didn't put enough on that football. Gilbert went down, tried to make the catch, but he's got to deliver that ball with a little more oomph on it. Tough situation for a young quarterback right now. 4th and 10, playing against the number 14 rated team in the country. Hostile crowd.
So this will be it. They need a 1st down or they're all done dancing. They come to the blitz again. Pinniger throws and throws behind Jennings and incomplete. Pat Hill wants a flag. He will not get it. And Oregon is going to win this football game. And it was not easy.
Here's Pinniger delivering the ball. This ball has a chance to be caught. It's a little behind the receiver, but that's kind of where you want it thrown when you throw down the seam like that. Jennings just quite can't come up with it.
Be a tough loss and tough bullet to bite for Paul Pinniger. Here's our EA Sports Player of the Game, Sammy Parker. Look at the numbers on him. He started the game in dramatic fashion. He made a big play in the final drive. 9 catches, 167 yards rather, and a touchdown. And a hug from the coach.
And the Oregon Ducks have dodged a bullet today. And Jason Fife has started his first comeback victory at a university that's known with quarterbacks to have comeback victories. That's what Joey Harrington was known for, bringing his team from behind, and Jason Fife did the same thing today with some great throws on that last drive. And Ontario Smith getting the ball in the end zone for the go-ahead touchdown.
Boy, did he ever. I mean, he made big throws when he absolutely had to, and you're right. That's been a hallmark